OG Krugster.
And today is episode 124 of the OG podcast. Very special
That's
episode
right.
today. We're mostly gonna be
This is the
talking.
one episode you want to watch for
Yeah,
sure.
I'm
Or
actually
listen.
yeah, I'm actually titling this episode because this is for sure what we're going to talk about. I don't think we're gonna talk about anything that's un-E3 related. So unless you live under a rock, E3 is here. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know. We started off with the whole Stadia thing. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Without going into too much detail, I'm going to say this. I was disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
more confused than anything else, but yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, my week's been interesting. My daughter's been sick with the flu on and off. Well, I don't know if it's a flu or allergies or whatever. And then we've been my wife's been exploring those adventures that we talked
hmm
about off stream, and it's been going pretty good. um
Nice.
we've I've also been what you call it, just playing a lot of Fortnite. And yeah, other than that, I made a video game purchase.
Uh-oh.
NBA Live 2K19 is $2 right now.
$2.
It's $2. So
Mm.
I went and picked that up. That's a good steal.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Um, I know we talk a lot of mess about the sports games and all that, but hey, when you got a recent title for $2, yo, you gotta pick it up. So
Jump on it.
I did. I jumped on it. I've been playing. I played a little bit of it. The career mode is actually really really good. So that's really
hmm
good. But other than that, I've been playing a lot of Fortnite. Been watching a lot of E3 coverage this year. I will say I watched every showcase, every main showcase, even the ones I didn't want to watch. But that's not. But yes, I watched every single one. So I will have
Look at you.
I have my opinions. Did you watch every single one?
I watched all but the PC one.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, okay. So I lied. I didn't watch the PC one. I forgot.
Lies!
I forgot about the PC one. I honestly did. I was like, man, I'm covered this year. I actually watched Bethesda, even though
Mhm.
I wish I hadn't. But it is what it is.
Mhm.
How was your week?
Oh, it was all right. Doing a lot of grinding on Shadowverse, playing a lot of El Chronicles, so enjoying those two games. And it's funny because my girlfriend keeps giving me games that I should demo, and I just haven't done it yet because I've been so focused on enjoying those other two games that I just haven't had the want to try anything else. But I'm gonna eventually change that so that I can, make more videos of new games. But obviously, I've been watching a lot of E3 coverage myself. I watched pretty much everything except the PC one. And then I didn't know this, but apparently they were doing a Netflix one sometime today, which is weird.
That's kind of weird.
Um, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, apparently, I didn't even know this until I watched the Nintendo one yesterday. The
Mm,
Netflix is actually into game making. I didn't even
yeah.
I didn't even realize that. And a lot of the games that are coming on the Nintendo Switch are made by Netflix.
Yeah.
So
Weird partnership. Not gonna
yeah,
lie.
yeah. Considering, and this is what's even weirder, considering you can't even watch Netflix on your Nintendo Switch. Just putting that out there.
Yeah.
That's a little weird.
That is
So,
weird.
yeah. I mean, not that you really need to. I mean, but it'd be nice. I mean, you are
Yeah.
partnered with each other. I mean, come on, why not throw in a free subscription to Netflix?
Yeah. That's true.
Spice up the Nintendo subscription. Because right now,
Yes.
the Nintendo subscription is not that spicy, in my opinion.
Mm,
For somebody that owns a Switch, besides being able to play online, the Nintendo subscription thingy is not spicy. But I mainly have it so I can play online, with my friends and stuff. But yeah, I mean, think about it. I mean, they're partnered with Netflix. Why not throw in a year subscription of, or get or throw in Netflix for free if you subscribe to Nintendo Switch's online service. I mean, that would be, yo, marketing people, hit me up, please. I could make you money, please. But yeah, so I don't know, man. Should we start off with Stadia since that's where it started?
Yeah, that's where it all started. I didn't take any notes on that one because that was the one that I actually had watched like after I got out of work and I was tired and I was like, I'm just gonna watch it and hope I can remember it. And honestly, there wasn't much to remember, so I'm glad I didn't have to take any notes.
It was pretty easy, so I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
I was confused. I'm going to be honest with you because, all right, so according to the show itself, there were, well, first and foremost, the first half of the presentation was stuff we already knew.
Right.
All the resolutions, all the specs. I'm like, okay, I don't care. We've heard this. Move on, please. And then after that, they finally, like, towards the very end, are like, oh, by the way, $129. And I'm like, wait, what? and then with the $129, if I understand correctly, this is for people who want to get it earlier. This isn't like something that's going to start next year when it actually releases.
No.
This is the early launch,
and it's limited. So once it's sold out, it's sold out.
Oh, okay, I didn't know it was limited, but okay,
right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you pay the $129. It comes with, I think, like X amount of free months of like some Stadia Plus package that they have.
Right, 3 months.
In 3 months, there you go.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You keep the game that you download if you're a part of that membership. Trying to think of what else was great about it that they mentioned.
It comes with the controller, and then it comes with the what you call it, the Google HD hub thing that plugs on the back of your TV.
There you go.
That's wireless, might I add. Let me just put that out there. It is wireless. Yes, so yeah, it takes a Wi-Fi connection. Yeah. And basically, so it's $129 to get all that. If not, then you can, buy the Google Chrome HD separately for like $40. And then pay the $9.99 pretty much.
Yep, $9.99.
Well, just say it's $9.99, even though I think it's like $9.40 or whatever. And that gets you the 4K resolution, blah 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 blah. You need a 60 meg download. To at least get the 4K, and then if you don't have that kind, then it goes all the way down to 1080p surround sound. So it automatically scales to your internet speed, supposedly. Yeah. I here's my thing. There was no AAA titles that was specifically for Stadia. Everything that they announced was games I already had on other consoles. Like, the Destiny thing was just weird, in my opinion.
So I will say that as far as the Destiny 2 thing, that might be a thing where, if you're a big Destiny 2 fan, that might get you hyped to be able to play on their platform and do all the sharing stuff that they mentioned in the very first time that they presented Stadia. I could see a little bit of hype behind the thing with Destiny 2. That was probably the coolest thing, really, in my opinion. And then, not that it's saying a lot, but if you're a Destiny 2 fan, I think that is something that you want to hear. That it's going to be supported on Stadia, and all the potential streaming opportunities that you may have with this to be able to get people to jump in with you. I think that that's going to be a game, even though no one's really talking about it, but I think that that's going to be the game where people are really going to be able to take advantage of what Stadia is really all about.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
I don't know. See, here's the thing, though, right? Like, after Stadia announced that, then Destiny announced that that sharing thing is all on all platforms now.
Mm.
So basically, which I have Destiny on Xbox and PlayStation. Thanks to my supporters, you guys are awesome. But if I want to, I could take my PlayStation file and share it onto my Xbox. So now I don't have to grind two different files. So that's like, so even if you don't have Stadia, you have that now on Destiny. Period.
Mm.
So that to me, it takes away from the again Stadia experience, because there's no reason for me to buy a Stadia at this point. Now, I was having this discussion with a friend in personal DMs. He was like, "Do you think the Stadia is worth it?" And I said this: it's worth it if you cannot afford, if you want a console that plays, if you want like a new console, like if you want a PS4 or you want an Xbox One or you want a PS4 Pro because you want the 4K resolution, or you want a Xbox One X because you want the 4K resolution. But you don't have the money to pay, let's say $600 or $500 up front. Stadia is the way to go. Stadia is the way for you to experience those things, and get you into that space. However, if you are a seasoned gamer, as me and OG ourselves, there's really no need to go and fork out the money to get Stadia at this point. Even the Stadia free base model, where they do have a free base model, but the games are very limited. Also, one thing I forgot to mention, in the pre-order thing of Stadia, you also get a buddy code. So your buddy, so say for instance, I order Stadia, I pay the 120, whatever, 140, whatever it is. I get a buddy code, and I can give that buddy code to OG, and OG gets 3 months free of Stadia. But he doesn't get everything else. He still has to go buy his own controller, so forth and so forth. I don't know, man. I was looking forward to some Stadia type games, to kind of blow my mind. Be like, oh man, I got to get a Stadia. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, I can't play this game. Like, I was looking forward to playing like PC type games. I was looking forward to playing games that I can't really play on the console because the console can't handle it, and be able to play on Stadia because supposedly the Stadia can handle so much. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Another thing that alarms me too is that it takes a lot of bandwidth. Granted, it doesn't bother me. I have a good internet connection, but not everybody that we talk to or everybody that we game with has the greatest internet connection. So that bugs me too. And on top of that too, I was saying this earlier, the Google, I believe the Google Chrome HD thing that plugs in the back of your TV, I believe that's wireless. So how you're gonna get that kind of speeds wirelessly is somebody help me out. But I don't know. I'm still skeptic. You know what I mean? I was disappointed. I was honestly disappointed. I was expecting Stadia to come out with a bang. You know what I mean? And it came out with a boot. So I don't know.
When they first announced Stadia months ago, I'll be honest with you, I was one of the ones that was on the hype train. I was like, you know what, this is going to be like potentially like a new route that everyone's going to have to catch up to. And not saying that it doesn't have potential to be great, because it does. It's just that I think that with the whole like E3 scenario, this is a time for you to flex.
Right.
And I don't really feel like they flex. Now, I'm under the impression that maybe they're not going to be developing a lot of games. It's going to be more a lot of
Porting.
hey, you can part this particular developer that happens to work for Microsoft is also a partner. You can also play this game on Stadia. And the only reason that I think that that's more what they're going to be doing is because I've noticed that on the other E3 presentations, not trying to jump too far ahead, but in some of the other presentations, there were some companies saying, oh, by the way, you could also play this on Stadia. So I think that they were more depending on everybody else to hype them instead of them really, truly hyping themselves.
Yeah, I honestly feel like this isn't for gamers that are seasoned gamers. I think this is to get people into gaming that are not, that just can't afford gaming.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know.
And maybe we're just not giving it enough credit. Maybe there's just something that we don't understand, which is why I'm saying that I'm more confused and disappointed because I feel like I'm missing something. I feel like there's something I just don't understand. And maybe I'm the one that is just not figuring it out why it's as great as it should be. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Well, I mean, let's be real. I mean, honestly, like the whole gaming streaming thing when it came to E3 was disappointing. Like, even, and I'm not trying to jump too far ahead, but even Xbox's xCloud presentation was disappointing. You know what I mean? Like, it was talk. And yes, they had demos or whatever, but then I was looking at people talking about the reviews of the demos and what they played and how it was on an open connection and not private, and they had input lag. It's the same thing as Stadia. So I don't think this is the way right now. Like, I don't think, like, yes, the technology is great. Yes, it's cool that we can do this, but I don't see this taking over right now. I don't see this being the wave. You know what I'm saying? I think,
in other words, this is technology that's probably ahead of its time,
right,
and probably needs to wait a few years for it to be fully exploited.
right. And I almost think that it being released too prematurely, that it's not going to be taken seriously. You know what I mean? Kind of like the VR thing. Like, to me, still the VR thing was released too prematurely, and it's not taken seriously at all. So I don't know. I'd give the Stadia thing a 1 out of 10. I give it a 5. I give Stadia a 5, just because.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
In my opinion, you're going first. Okay, you're supposed to set the bar for E3. You are unleashing something that has never been seen before. This is the big first impression, and this is the second first impression. You know what I'm saying? And it fell flat in my opinion. It fell flat. But I don't know. And a lot of E3 fell flat in my opinion too, though.
Now, that's the only thing I'm going to disagree with because, believe it or not, I actually enjoyed the majority of E3. I actually really thought they did really well on most of the presentation. Now, there was one company or one developer in particular that had a few awkward moments that I noticed. But other than that, I thought they were all pretty good, with the exception of Stadia.
With the exception of Stadia? Yeah, I don't know. I guess I was expecting a lot more from a lot of different companies. And the fact that a lot of it we were already known a lot of it. So a lot of it I wasn't surprised by. You know what I mean?
I think that's where me and you differ because I don't know if you noticed, but for the past couple of months, I haven't really been that hype about E3 anyway.
Yeah.
So I had low expectations, and I think that's why I actually enjoyed it more because for me, there were just stuff that I was actually like, oh, well, that's pretty cool, off and on, you know what I mean? So I guess we and you went in with opposite expectations. So
right.
You were expecting more and got less, and I was expecting less and got more. So I think the main thing we're probably going to agree on is Stadia because that's the main thing that we're like Nah, bro. But I think the rest of it, me and you are probably gonna have some different opinion, which is okay.
Yeah. I already said in the stream yesterday. I said, guys, be prepared to tomorrow, because me and OG are gonna disagree on a lot of things. Because there's a lot of things that I didn't agree with E3. As far as I'm not even talking about presentation. I'm just talking about like disappointment as far as games. I don't know where you want to go from next. From what was the next one you watched at a Stadia? I guess we'll go there because
Well, if I go in order, the next thing I have to talk about is Microsoft, and I don't know if we should go there since that's probably the biggest.
yeah.
Well, Nintendo and Microsoft are probably the two biggest things, so maybe we should talk about some of the small developers like Bethesda or Ubisoft or one of those.
Okay.
So you want to do maybe Bethesda?
We could do Bethesda, since there was nothing really there to talk about with Bethesda.
All right. Well, let me take a look because I actually took notes on all the ones that I watched. So let me see what I put down. And you can
Yo, Kudo, thank you for that raid, and morning to you, Realist Cuts, sir. Yeah. Why don't you go off your notes and then I go off you? I actually didn't take notes, but I've been watching a lot of E3, so I pretty much soaked in my brain. But go ahead.
Oh, I have to take notes. If I don't take notes, I forget. And there was a lot that, that I was either kind of cool with or I was kind of like, but I wanted to kind of throw it off. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about for Bethesda was the awkwardness, first and foremost.
Yes.
This is the presentation to me that was the most awkward. I don't know if you remember this part, but there was this two-part, and it was later on in the presentation where there was these two guys standing up, and they're talking about Doom, because there was a big, I'll be honest with you, Bethesda, half of it was Doom hype. I'm going to be honest with you. That's what I got of Bethesda for the most part. But and
them trying to save Fallout 76, which in my opinion is dumb. But go ahead.
Oh, I'm going to get to that. Oh, yeah, trust me. I'm going to get to Fallout 76. I got something about that. But the awkward part was when, you ever have those friends who never curse, who ever say a bad word in their life?
Yes.
And it feels like they were told to say it, but it's awkward.
Like they force it out. That's what it's forced out. Yeah.
The guy was all, it is effing awesome. And then, like, the audience fell flat. Like, it wasn't funny at all. Like, nobody was hyped. And then, to recover, he repeated himself again. And I was like, oh, no, just stop.
Just stop. Yeah. It was...
Like, if you're not the type of person that says certain types of phrases, don't say it, because it's not going to sound natural. It's going to sound weird, and you're going to sound like you're trying too hard. So that was the awkward part of the presentation, at least.
And then people were doing standing ovations for like the weirdest things.
Yeah, they were.
Part of that crowd was I'm gonna say it. Part of that crowd was coached, because they were.
Yeah. I think there was a teleprompter that basically had like the applause, so you'd applause, a cheer where you would cheer, what I mean?
And then stand up, like. And then stand up. I was like, why are they standing? This makes no sense.
But I also think that half that crowd was Doom, because I think Doom is like Bethesda's big thing. Like every time I see a Bethesda presentation, it's usually about Doom and what they're doing with Doom, and now they're having Doom Con and stuff like that. I mean, that was one of the biggest things they were really pushing more than anything else. But let's go to the Fallout 76 thing.
Yes.
You did bring that up. Did you see that they were trying to push a 52-player Battle Royale mode for Fallout 76?
What do you mean trying? They did. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Oh, we're going to do what Fortnite did, because nobody was playing Fortnite. So we're going to, because that's what Fortnite did. Nobody was playing the original Fortnite when Fortnite originally came out. And then Fortnite put out a BR. But the difference between Fortnite and Fallout 76, one, the game was already working well. Yeah. Two, the game was already like on a good foundation to have a BR. Like it at that point in time, of course we wouldn't know that, but I mean it makes sense. Serp, what's up there, DB? But Fallout 76, first of all, your game's too buggy. Second of all, you know, the game doesn't run well on console. You know, I just don't see it working. To be honest, I have Fallout 76. I haven't installed it.
Which you haven't.
But I have it. You know, I guess I will install it to find out what the BR is. Cause me and my stupid mouth, I play every BR that's on console. Yeah. So for me to be true to what I say, I have to give Fallout 76 a try. I probably won't enjoy it. You know, OG looks good in 900p. Thanks, man.
I like it. Yes. I approve this message.
So, but speaking of which, I totally forgot I had to fix the scene, and I was like literally in a rush to fix the scene. And I totally forgot I didn't fix the podcast scene, so it's gonna look a little off. Yes, for you people that have OCD, I'm sorry. I will have it fixed soon. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, it's not gonna save 76, dude. There's a lot.
I don't think so either.
Yeah,
I think that when your foundation starts off really bad, and you try to add battle royale to cover for it, that's gonna be kind of a meme now. Hey, is your game not working? Add battle royale.
Add a battle royale.
What the meme's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wish them the best, and I hope it does something for them, but I personally don't see that doing anything. I really don't. I don't think anybody's going to care. They're going to be like, well, I could play Fortnite or PUBG.
The only people that are going to care are the diehard Fallout 76 fans. But here's the thing. And here's the funny thing, and this is where they don't pay attention to the community. A lot of people that play Fallout 76 are not BR fans. They don't like BR.
If nothing else, it's going to turn them off.
Exactly, because they're going to be like, oh, they're just following the freaking, the train. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and we're just going to go, and so they're going to be like, well, now there's really no reason to play the game. Because, yeah, they're going to have a lot of people on their servers or whatever, but it's not to play the game, it's not to actually play the main game, it's to play BR.
Yeah.
You can have all the people that suck on Fortnite, all the people that suck on PUBG, all the people that suck on Apex. But you know what? We got another chance, y'all. Let's go play Fallout 76 BR. Let's go. You know what I mean?
Oh, man. Now, I know that we're talking a lot of crap about Bethesda right now, but there is one thing that they did present that I thought was kind of cool.
Yes, I'm ready, DB. But go ahead, sorry. Go ahead.
The Wolfenstein stuff. The Youngblood, I think it was, the 2-player cooperative thing.
Yeah.
I think that's got a little bit of hype. I think that's pretty cool. And then the Elder Scrolls Online's Dragonhold. I think that was a pretty cool little presentation that they did for that.
Yeah, it was cool.
Like the cinematics there.
Yeah, the cinematics were cool. I just wish the game was as good as the cinematics. Because I have Elder Scrolls Online. I actually own a lot of Bethesda games. I just don't play them. Because they're not good. Hold on. This is what DB said. I think a lot of them are adding that game mode to test networking for large player involved open world type games and using BR as a testing ground as well as a shot at being relevant. I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, I can see that. I could see that, but why not just say that? You know what I'm saying?
You don't want to be too obvious. That's the thing too. You kind of want to try to make it look as natural as possible. It doesn't always work, but that's marketing 101.
Here's the thing: if you was to say, look, we're doing a BR mode because we want to test out more open world scenarios and situations, I'd be more open to play it. I'd be like, yo, I want to be part of that. You know what I mean? What up, Mosquito? Thank you for that host, man. And the sale. Yo, DB, thank you for the host, man. So like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, I was, I give Bethesda a 2 out of 10.
Really, you would put Stadia over
Yes,
Bethesda?
yes, I'd put Stadia over Bethesda because
Huh.
because they made their pay actors in the crowd obvious. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
you've
Yeah.
been in the game a long time, Bethesda. You should know how to keep your paid actors up.
Flex.
Yes. UK Stadia ain't been in. I mean, Google's been in the game, but Stadia just came out. At least their paid actors in the crowd didn't stand out like a sore thumb. You know what I'm saying? Because I guarantee you, Bethesda's not the only person that does that in the crowds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They all do it. It's just Bethesda just stuck out like a sore thumb. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And that level of awkward. Look, I'm gonna put it like this: EA did better than Bethesda.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's all I have to say about that.
It's so facts. Bethesda is just Bethesda is just disappointing as hell lately, and breaks my heart. I know.
Now, don't get me wrong. I also gave them a score lower than Stadia, but instead of giving it a 2, I gave it a 4. And the only reason I even gave it a couple of more points is because they, at the very least, they did hype up the crowd that gives them the most money right now, which is probably Doom. So at least they made them happy. So I'm going to give them a little bit of credit for at least to some degree catering to a crowd they know really supports them and they're really successful at.
The game, like, I was disappointed with the games too. Okay, like, in my opinion, like, nobody can, like, who right now plays Elder Scrolls Online? Nobody. Oh, I mean,
I'm not going to say that. Like, I actually know people who play Elder
to
Scrolls, so I'm not
me,
going to jump on
Elder
that
Scrolls
bandwagon.
Online. To me, Elder Scrolls Online is boring. I have that
Yeah.
game. I have
Like,
that
it's not
game.
something I play, but, I know people that are on that hype train.
And I don't know, like, the whole Elder Scrolls mobile thing. What is it called? The sword thing. That's a mobile game, and it's now going to be on the Switch. I don't know. I forget what it's called. I'm not looking forward to any of their games either. Um, what was it? Oh, yeah. Blades. Yeah, Blades.
Yeah, they're moving it to the Switch, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. Is one of the big things they were hyping.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think that was received well, especially when, it was talked about being on mobile, how much it got trashed for it, even though it's actually been successful because the mobile gaming crowd spends money. So money talks. But, but yeah, I mean, the fact that they're moving it over to the Switch means that, there's going to be more people playing the game. So I will say that they did well on that, at least.
Now, question I forget: is it free to play on the Switch?
I
don't remember. I don't
didn't put those
remember.
notes down, so I have no
I don't
idea.
remember either. Cause that might yes it is. Oh, okay. Well, that's you're gonna get a lot of people playing it then. Because people are just gonna play it just to play it, just to try it. Yeah. So I don't know. I get Bethesda too.
I'll give it at least a 4 because, like I said, I really think that the Elder Scrolls thing was kind of okay. I thought that the Doom thing was a good thing to hype for a crowd that actually does support them in general. So I mean, they did showcase games that were relevant in their genre. Like I said, the only real flop was the as far as games related was the Fallout situation. That was pretty much it, really.
You don't play it, but a lot of people play. Uh, what is it? Wolfenstein, Doom. And yeah, I know. I'm just being funny. I'd probably be more excited about Bethesda if there was a Doom person. What do you mean? I don't even see what Ghost said.
So if they're saying that they would be more excited if they were a Doom person, like if they were into Doom, like if
Oh
they
yeah,
liked
yeah,
Doom.
yeah, yeah. I was a
Yeah.
Doom person back in the day. Like when Doom is like, when it was a thing, and me and Chris would play Doom 64 like all night long. But I mean, I'm not thinking about Doom. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm gonna play Doom, I'd rather play the old school floppy disk version. You know what I'm saying? That's just me.
Okay.
That's just me, because that's just the retro thing. But I mean,
Doom has a pretty big following, even though like me and you aren't really into it nowadays. It
yeah,
does have a really big following, and that's why I'm giving them credit for catering to them because that's one of their oldies but goodies that's still like thriving right now.
I give,
You know what I mean? I
I
mean, they
give,
even have a Doom Con.
I
You
give,
know?
I give Doom this credit. They're the reason why Quake is here. You know what I mean? I mean, they Doom inspired Quake, and without Quake, we wouldn't have a lot of things. And I'm a big Quake fan.
And I think
Uh,
they did do a quick shout out to Quake 2 when they were talking about DoomCon. They also threw in, hey, we also still do QuakeCon as well, kind of a
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
So they did give them a little bit of shout out too. So they didn't forget them. So at the very least, Bethesda knows their audience.
yeah. I just, you know, my thing is this, like, the only thing they really brought new to the table that we ain't seen is that new, what was that technology that they were talking about with the phones or whatever, or I couldn't remember what it was, but I was like, but it was like the future, like way in the future, and I'm like, okay, like I don't know what I was looking for Bethesda, but Fallout 76 wasn't it. Fallout 76 was not it. You know what I'm saying? Especially like when you already promised your audience something with Fallout 76 and then you didn't give it to them. Like, that's my whole thing. Like, you think damage control, you think adding a BR is, damage control, like, like BR is not gonna be like, oh, okay, Fallout 76, I forgive you for doing that, because you put BR in the game. You know what I mean? And a lot of people forget what happened. You got the pre-order, you did this pre-order thing, you paid like $200 something, and they promised you this thing, and you didn't get what you were supposed to get pre-ordered. So I mean, you know, Bondahar has been build off Black Ops 4 to work on Black Ops 5. Yo, I'm telling you, man. Telling you, Bethesda seemed to be in damage control. Yeah, I mean, I just feel like they could have done better, for the fans, in my opinion. So I stand by my decision. A 2. A 2.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, like I said, that's cool. I mean, I didn't give them a high score either. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm just giving them a little bit of credit where it's due. That's really what it boils down to for me. But I can also go to another one. Let's talk about Ubisoft. How about that?
Ubisoft. Yeah, Ubisoft was definitely interesting also. What are your thoughts on it so far? Since I ranted on Bethesda, I'll let you take the full front.
Well, I mean, there's not really a whole lot to talk about with them, but earlier I hinted on other presentations that were kind of pumping Stadia, and this is the first one that I noticed. So Ubisoft is having what's called a UPlay subscription service that's going to be playable on Stadia.
Mm-hmm.
What confuses me though is if you have a subscription service already that you're going to be paying for, and you can play it on Stadia, which you're going to be paying for, aren't you paying a lot more money for stuff you don't need?
And you still don't own the game.
I mean, unless I'm just misunderstanding it, but why
Why
talk
pay for?
about your subscription and say, oh, you can play it on Stadia? So, in other words, don't pay our subscription, just pay Stadia's subscription and still use it somehow. Like, I'm guessing
Or
maybe if you
or
have
you
Stadia, you have it. I don't
or
know.
are you paying 2 subscriptions?
See, and that's shouldn't have to have a subscription for every little thing, especially we can play it on either one. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me unless there. I mean, Chad, if there's something I'm just not getting, let me know. I just
Yeah,
don't get it. I don't know.
but there's a lot of things we don't get about Stadia. Let's be fair. you know, I don't know, man. Ubisoft was, I gotta give credit to Ubisoft because they, they they've brought back a dying franchise and they brought it back to life. I don't know how I feel about the whole James Bond thing of Rainbow Six. Did you see that? Like the new character,
Rainbow Six Siege or something?
Yeah, Rainbow Six Siege, their new character is like kind of like everybody's all Dr. Disrespect, and I was like, no, that's more James Bond, but it just looks like Dr. Disrespect. Stadia is just access to the service, very limited catalog for free. UB PlaySoft is a subscription, will give you access to Ubisoft games, much like Xbox Game Pass. Yeah, so it's like Xbox Game Pass. Even though I'm paying a monthly subscription for Xbox, I pay yearly for Xbox Live, I still have to pay for Xbox Live Game Pass. So
okay,
it's kind of
it's kind of like, I guess because you're getting the best of both worlds, I guess is the best way to put it.
I guess so. Yeah.
Did you also notice the shout out to Brawlhalla in their presentation?
Yes, I did. I don't know.
Feel about that?
I don't know how I feel about them characters, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
There was some. I don't know. I mean, I get it. Like, that's probably not our generation. It is what it is. I was never a big Adventure Time person. My roommate was, Scott. He was a big time adventure dude. Like that. Like he had like the, he was all about that cartoon when we were doing grass. I'll say he would always want to watch that cartoon, and I'm like, I just never got into it. Like it was just never my thing. But I don't know.
No, one thing that I will say that I was kind of hyped about, and I'm really anxious to see how far this goes, is Watch Dogs Legion.
Yeah, I was actually really excited about that.
And for those who don't know, this is basically a game where you accomplish missions with different people and you can recruit different people, and then if you end up dying with anyone, it's actually considered permadeath, which I think is pretty cool.
I think that's cool. They haven't done that in the game in a long time. So
with the exception of like certain strategy RPGs, they don't usually do a lot of permadeath. So the fact that they're incorporating that here means that there's a little bit of stress to it that makes you have to really try to do your best there. And the fact that you can recruit all types of people in the entire world where everybody is basically playable is really, really an interesting concept.
Yeah, I'm actually really to be honest, let me be fair. Like I haven't played the other Watch Dogs games, Watch Dogs 2, Watch Dogs 3. I have them. I have Watch Dogs 2. I've never installed it. I've never played it. But this actually like makes me really want to play Watch Dogs, just because like I could just recruit anybody. Like I could have like the craziest, coolest team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I could have a freaking team of just old people. You know what I'm saying? I can see so much like fun possibilities as far as like entertainment wise. Not just trying to beat the game or whatever, but just entertainment wise and being fun. Like that's like really cool.
Yeah, you could actually possibly stream that potentially.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, I think it'd be very entertaining.
It would be.
So I'm actually looking forward to that, and I like the whole mask thing. That was really cool. I don't know. Yeah. I just thought it was just really cool. And the old lady was like the pimpest one of them all. I was like, oh snap. Yeah, that's pretty dope. I believe
she was like a retired assassin or something like that. But yeah, it was really, really cool. And then they also give you options on how you deal with the missions. Like some of it you can just walk up and try to kill everything, and others you can be more strategic, whereas you're getting rid of certain electronics to shut things down or whatever. So there's lots of little things you can do. I like it. I think it has a lot of potential to be really, really good.
The thing that really drew me in, it was the whole permadeath thing, because they haven't, like I said, they haven't done that in the game. Like any developer hasn't done that in the game in a long time. And so the fact that they're bringing that like into a game is really cool. At least for us
Mhm.
OG heads, man. To us, like I'm like, oh, that's dope. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
like there's no one way to beat the game. There's no one way. Like not everybody's like. I could go like say for instance, I'm gonna use DB for an example. Like I can go watch DB stream, and his storyline is gonna be different from mine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or the way his game is gonna be different from mine. Like so and like that's always been like a big thing with me. Like why I don't stream one player games, because a lot of times people get the one player games or the story games before I do, and you know, and so like the hype's already gone. You know what I mean? So everybody's already seen everything. But in this retrospect, like the possibilities are endless. You know what I mean? Like it's really cool. It's really cool. I'm actually really excited about that. So definitely.
Probably the best thing in the presentation. Probably.
Yeah, probably. I would agree. Because Brawlhalla was a letdown. Because I feel like Brawlhalla is just trying to bring characters in for people to know, to get people to play the game. They brought in Hellboy, they brought in Thor, which doesn't really look like Thor in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then now they're bringing in Adventure Time, or whatever it's called, and it's already released. Hype. What? Hype chaser confirmed? No, I'm not no hype chaser. What do you mean? No, I'm actually really excited for it. I think it'd be really cool. I think it'd be really interesting to it'd be really cool if it was like online too, but I'm actually okay with it not being online, because then it would just be another GTA and another what you call it? What do you call it? A freaking Hi Dark Angel. They would be another troll fest. People would just be trolling. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. I would definitely give it a higher number than Bethesda. I give it a 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was actually a little more impressed with Ubisoft's presentation. Like, I liked it overall. The only thing that kind of gave me question marks in my head was when they brought up the TV series that they're doing, Mythic Quest TV show.
Oh, was that? I was confused.
Yeah, that was Ubisoft's presentation.
I know it was, but I didn't know if it was a TV show, a game, a skit.
No, it's a TV show.
I didn't know if it was being funny or being stupid. I didn't know what was going on.
No, it's a legit project. Basically, they're making a comedy TV show, basically based off of game developers, and they made this game called Mythic Quest. That's supposed to be an MMO, basically, and they're having a new expansion. And so this is a comedy about these developers trying to hype this game and keep it relevant and stuff like that. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I like comedies and stuff like that. And I think this is definitely a different take. So I'm gonna have to watch the TV series to actually see what it's gonna be like.
Isn't the series only? Isn't the series only gonna be on Apple TV?
I'm not 100% sure.
So I don't think you can watch it. I mean, unless you Cody it. But I think it's only going to be on Apple TV.
If that's the case, I probably won't watch it then. But we'll see.
Yeah.
But that's not a game. It's a TV series, and this is the name of their game that they're doing. Which I thought was funny to use Mystic Quest, because I was like, isn't there already a Mystic Quest game? But actually,
yeah,
that's what there's a Final Fantasy Mystic Quest is what it is.
Oh, okay. I thought it was something like,
yeah, it's a Final Fantasy game, but that's a bit different. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It was cool. I was trying to figure out why they haven't talked about that one game that they were talking about hype last year. It's kind of like they just like forgot about it. That one game that was like with the monkey. I can't think of the name, but remember the monkey was your sidekick or whatever, and they were talking about it last E3, and then and it was supposed to be coming out then and or like now, and then they just didn't talk about it at all. And I was like, did we just forget about it? Where is it?
I mean, do we have technical difficulties?
Like, yeah, are we doing a Nintendo? Because
is this the Final Fantasy VII remake issue? Like,
yeah, like what's going on? Yo, I mean, speaking of Final Fantasy, should we go on to Square Enix? Or should we go to
actually, I forgot to give you my score. My score for Ubisoft, because I actually was impressed, was a 7 out of 10. I actually liked it overall. I actually did like it. The Watchdog is really what sold it for me.
So
Watchdog game was a lot. It held a lot of weight.
Is that something you're interested in? Like possibly playing?
I think it's a game that I'm going to watch people play as kind of entertainment as opposed to be playing it myself.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, definitely a 7 out of 10. You gave it what, a 5 it was?
Yeah, a 5.
Okay, that's so respectable.
And that's only because that was the only game that interests me in Ubisoft at this point. You know what I'm saying? As far as the presentation, like, okay, I just want to play. When can I play? When can I play? I'll probably end up buying it and playing it. So be ready, chat. I don't know when, but we'll see.
So we'll go Square Enix then, because
that's hype.
That's definitely some interesting stuff that came out of there.
That's a hype. We officially have a release date for Final Fantasy VII.
Yay! Finally.
And I can actually pre-order it on my PlayStation right now.
Yes, you can.
I have not. Only because I'm a little skeptic still, and I'm like, is this real? And I have to like pinch myself. Is this real? Are you just here to take my money, or is this really gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? It looks really well. It looks really good.
Yeah, they did a lot of gameplay, by the way. Like, you could actually see how the combat is supposed to be, and I definitely have some comments about that. So let me go ahead and tell you how I feel about how the combat is. So the combat in Final Fantasy VII Remake, to me, is a combination of Final Fantasy 15 and Final Fantasy 13, and I'll explain why. So for those who play Final Fantasy 15, I mean, you're used to basically controlling how the character moves. You're only controlling one character at a time, and you're just executing their moves and stuff like that. So it's pretty simple how it could be, looks similar to Final Fantasy 15. But some people are like, 13? What do you mean 13? The stagger system, that's a Final Fantasy 13 mechanic.
I was to say that's 13, isn't it? The stagger?
Yeah, that's 13. And nobody mentioned it at all. I even watched Game Informer commenting on it, and they didn't even catch the fact that that's a Final Fantasy 13 thing. Like, nobody noticed it. So I had to bring that up myself so that, because again, that was a game that I actually did play a lot and enjoyed. And yeah, like the whole stagger system, like basically when you do a lot of DPS to a certain point, it staggers them, and when you stagger your enemy, basically you can deal more damage to it.
DB, still 9 months for them to delay it again. That's why I haven't pre-ordered it yet. I probably won't pre-order it because I'm afraid they're gonna delay it again. I'm scared, but just the fact that we had it and it's gonna be awesome that we have voice acting. I wonder if it's gonna go deeper into the story.
I hope so.
I really do too.
I really do. It would be nice to get some, clarity and some closure on certain things. So we'll have to wait and see. I will 100% be buying it.
Yeah,
now,
me too.
Obviously, for the longest time, I wasn't really as big into the hype train as everybody else. But now that I've actually seen more of it and know that it actually is coming soon, yeah, it was good enough for me to buy, for sure.
Did you see the collector's edition? When I saw the collector's edition, I thought of you.
Oh yeah, I 100% want that. Absolutely.
Okay, because you saw what comes with it, right?
Final Fantasy collector stuff, like that is something I'm big into. So yeah, I 100% plan on pre-ordering the big collection.
I was gonna say because you saw what come with it, right? A soundtrack. And
oh yeah, and I'm all about soundtrack. When it comes to video game soundtracks, I'm one of the few people in the world that'll bump that on my car. Yeah, I am not ashamed.
He's not playing too. One day we were riding, and he was straight up bumping a freaking video game soundtrack in his car. No lie.
Oh yeah.
No
Final
lie.
Fantasy X battle thing, best believe I'm bumping that.
That's no lie. We rolling down with the windows down, listening to Final Fantasy X soundtrack. Think I'm playing.
I
No.
used to make mixed CDs of different Final Fantasy and Chrono Cross and all types of stuff, and I would be putting that out there for the world to hear. No shame.
Yes.
Hashtag it if you want. I don't care. Hashtag no shame.
Hashtag no shame. Yeah, so definitely, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. Another game that was exciting but disappointing at the same time. Square Enix. I don't know how to feel about it. Is the new Avengers game that's coming out. The new Avengers RPG that's coming out.
I'm curious. I'll put it to you that way. I'm definitely curious to see how that's going to go. It's supposed to be its own storyline, which kind of confused me at first because when they first did the presentation, it actually looked like one of the movies that had already been out.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking, oh, this is Infinity Wars again. But then they were like, oh, yeah, we're making it its own storyline. And I'm like, what? Because like I said, that very beginning scene on like the little bridge or whatever,
right?
That was a scene in one of the movies.
Yes, I know. Yeah. So I'm a little sad that like you're just playing as their characters. Like I was more because Square Enix is like very deep into RPGs or whatever. So I was expecting more of like a creator character kind of, and you be your own hero and you become an Avenger. I wasn't necessarily looking for an MMO. It's as in, Square Enix, when they give deep storylines, they really don't go into MMOs besides Final Fantasy XIV. Although it would have been nice to have an MMO, Avenger MMO, like that. But I was expecting to be more like my own character instead of just playing other characters. Like just playing the other characters. You know what I'm saying? But it looks freaking amazing. I want to play it because I'm a superhero nerd. You know what I mean? I'm going to end up playing it. And the fact that they're making all the DLC free, yo.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. That is really, really cool. There's a lot that, speaking of which, there's a lot of companies doing that at this E3.
The free DLCs, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they finally see that GTA is winning. Because I don't care what anybody say, GTA was the ones to do that. And look how long GTA 5's been up and pumping, making that money. So yeah, I'm excited about the Avengers game. That's probably gonna be another game that I play, but I was also disappointed too that I just couldn't be my own character.
Yeah, I can understand that, but personally, I have no problem with playing, a character. But yeah, I do agree that it would have probably been a little bit better if you could do your own thing and then have those heroes alongside you. If nothing else, you would be doing like side-by-side quests with each character, doing certain missions, like you're kind of like the grunt kind of, earning your badge, if you will, to be an Avenger,
right?
Doing these missions with them. Like, that'd be cool.
That would have been cool. Yeah, totally. And, and then like, my wife was disappointed. This is where because my wife was watching E3 with me. She was like, "Wait, they have the Avengers, but it's not the Avengers voices." I was like, "Yeah, that is kind of a letdown, huh?" She's like, "Yep, I won't be playing it," because she's like, "That's not freaking Iron Man. That's not Tony Stark." But to be fair, they did say in the video or in the beginning of their presentation that it was their take on the Avengers and how they saw the Avengers to be taken.
It's funny your wife said that because my girlfriend said the exact same thing. She's like, "That's not Iron Man."
Yeah.
Like, she was even pulling up like on Google, like, "This is Iron Man, and this is what it plays." I'm like, "Yes, I know, dear, I know."
Dude, okay. She was so mad. She was like, "That's stupid." She's like, "That game's stupid." She's like,
your woman and my woman have the exact same thought.
She was like, "That game's stupid." She's like, "You don't want that game, do you?" And I was like, "Well, it is Avengers." She's like, "But it's a fake. It's not real." It's not real Avengers. That's fake. She's like, "That's not even the real Thor." And I was like, I know.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that had that conversation. I feel better now.
Yes. We were like legitimately watching it live, and my wife was mad. She was like, "That's stupid." She's like, change the channel. And I was like, I can't. I got to do it for podcast stuff. She's like, well, skip that part because it's fake. It's not real.
That's too good.
Mm.
You have no idea how much that makes my day.
Well, that makes my day too. I thought I was having the weird conversation, and then my daughter, she don't know the difference. She's like, wait, that's not Iron Man. And who is that, Daddy? And I was like, well, it's Iron Man, but not really.
That's an awkward conversation to have.
And then she looked at me. She's like, so are we still getting the game, Daddy? And I was like, yeah, probably. And my wife's like, no, we're not getting the game. Don't listen to Daddy. We're not getting the game.
Oh, that is too funny.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, and here's the thing, and I don't mean to go too forward, but here's another thing that, like, another reason why I kind of wanted it to be where you could be your own character, because Nintendo Switch is kind of like already releasing their own version of the Avengers, kind of game, but it's the Marvel or it's the Alliance or what, the Ultimate Alliance.
Ultimate Alliance, yeah.
Right. And you could be different characters and and you're beating Thanos. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's kind of the same thing, but not really. But, I mean, it is. I mean, if I'm going to play different characters, at least I got more characters to choose from, plus X-Men, plus, all the other ones. So, in my opinion, besides the graphics, if we take graphics aside, because I already know Square Enix is going to come hard with the graphics on as far as when it comes to Avengers. Graphics aside, I'd probably rather want to play the other one, the Switch one, more than the other one because I have more characters to choose from besides just the Avengers.
I could get out with that. I 100% agree with that, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It looked more fun to play.
Right,
other one,
exactly. So, and I think I could play 8 players with the Switch.
Yeah, I think they were hyping up 8-player, yeah. I think you're right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, to me, hypothetically, if we take, like I said, graphics aside and, in-depth storyline aside, I think the other one's going to be more fun to play.
Yeah, the one for the Switch will be better to play, yeah.
Yeah.
Yo,
Sedated, thank you for the host, man.
Now, a couple of things, actually, there's actually quite a few things I need to bring up as far as Square Enix, because there was a lot of stuff that caught my attention, so I'm going to probably spend a little more time on this.
That's
I apologize.
Fine.
But, I'm big into Square Enix, I'm big into RPGs, so that's my thing. First and foremost, and for those of you who like this particular game are going to love this, they are finally, after all these years, after being forgot for so many years, they're finally redoing Final Fantasy VIII.
Yes.
Finally.
Yes.
Now, some of you are like, why is that a big deal? I'm glad you asked. So, Final Fantasy VIII is the only Final Fantasy that hasn't had like a million different remakes and ports and all that other stuff. And there are reasons for this. I don't remember the whole detail, but there are some YouTube videos that actually explain why Final Fantasy never got remade.
Give me 1 second. All right, Sedated, man. You be safe, bro, and have fun and have a good time, man. Thank you for coming by and giving a host, my brother. Good to see you, man. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. But yeah, so Final Fantasy VIII is finally getting a port over. I'm not sure it's supposed to be remastered. It just said mastered, so it's probably
I think it's an HD remastered.
HD remastered. So that will be cool to see because there are certain things that could have been polished off. The cutscenes were actually really good as far as graphics were concerned. It was just playing the game in general where the graphics kind of fell flat. But either way, the fact that they're going to be able to play it on, I believe it's all the systems, right? Switch, PS4, Xbox One.
Probably
so
Stadia.
You're going to be able to finally get that.
Probably
maybe Stadia.
I know you, and I forgot to mention this, but the Avengers game you will be able to play on the Stadia. I forgot the name.
Oh yeah, you will. Yeah, that's right. So yes, congratulations to all of you that are into Final Fantasy VIII. You're finally getting a remaster, so be happy to be able to play that game. Because, like I said, all the other ones have been done over and over, but this one has been getting a shaft for years for technical reasons, actually. But they finally got their stuff straight, and they're able to do it now. But I'm not going to go into the whole background of that, but just be happy about that.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if I'm going to get back into it or not. I haven't decided yet because the main thing I'm focused on is 7.
I was gonna say, once 7 comes out, I ain't gonna hear from you for like a month.
I mean,
well, besides the podcast, yeah, you're gonna be like, so the podcast is only gonna be like 20 minutes, and I'm gonna get back to Final Fantasy 7, bro.
Probably,
because if because I don't know if you read this, but I just read this like a little bit ago. The Final Fantasy game, Final Fantasy 7 game. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be 2 discs.
Ah, okay. I didn't actually see that part.
Mm-hmm. I just read it in an article a little bit before the podcast.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be 2 Blu-ray discs.
2 Blu-ray discs. How about that?
So that means a lot of content.
Yeah, because I believe it was 4 discs when it was on PS1, right?
It was 3. Oh, it was 3.
Okay.
It was 3.
Oh, I think
9 was 4.
What? Yeah, 9 was 4. You're right. Okay, 4. Gotcha. Okay. It's still funny how Final Fantasy VII still needs more than 1 disc, even though it's Blu-ray and all that other
stuff. It's all that chocobo breeding, bro, and they need room.
Yeah, they need room.
So, but I'm sure
they add a lot of cool content.
I'll probably be getting it digital, so I'm not gonna worry about the disc.
Yeah, fair enough. And then also, those are the Final Fantasy 14. There is an update coming called Shadowbringers. So I believe they're adding 2 more classes, if I'm not mistaken, the Final Fantasy 14. So that'll be cool. There's going to be new story that's going to be updated as well. So that's going to be cool too. So there's going to be some hype behind that. I actually have a coworker who's super hype about the Final Fantasy 14 update. So I actually have a friend and a coworker that are both big into it outside of the podcast and everything. And yeah, it's a hype thing. So
they need to make it free to play already. Dang it! No, I'm just kidding. But
no, you get honestly with the kind of content you get. I'm actually glad that they make you pay.
Yeah,
for it.
I know. There's
a lot that they put into that game. It's worth the money.
It just sucks because like it's hard for me to pay $15 a month for a game that I don't play every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Especially when you're paying monthly subscription for other things as well.
Yeah, so, exactly. You know, I want to play 14. Like I really do, but it's just
the game's fun. The
game's
a lot of fun.
I enjoy it a lot. It's actually one of my the favorite MMO to play. You know, but $15 a month for a game that you don't play every day, and it's a game that I would play like on the weekends or when I'm not streaming. Because, you know, those kind of games, if you want me to stream those kind of games, you ain't going to get a lot of interjection or entertainment from me because I'm just going to grind. Like, that's all you're going to see me do is just grind and level up characters. And honestly, to me, that's not a lot of fun. So if I'm not having a lot of fun, like, it's fun for me by myself, but to me, it's not fun as entertainment. So if that's not entertaining to me, then I'm not going to be entertaining to you. So... you know, so it's like it's hard for me to like pay for a game that I'm not gonna play like that. So, it's rough, man.
I mean, one day in the future, you know, if I ever retire, I might get more into it.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
When you got your gaming store, then you could just sit there.
Yeah, when I got my gaming store, I'll probably be hitting that up in the store because I'll probably have my employee working, and I'll just kind of be sitting there as a customer, just kind of chilling and watching the store too. But you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'll be enjoying the crap out of it.
You'd be quote unquote doing paperwork, not really playing Final Fantasy 14.
Exactly. Of course, now that we stated on air, I can't pretend now. But anyway,
well, you know.
It's all good.
It's all good.
One other thing that I do want to give a quick shout out to for Square Enix is the Final Fantasy Brave Exvius Visions game that's coming out.
Oh, I missed that. I missed that part. I was in the bathroom. I think I was in the bathroom.
Oh, okay. It happens. But yeah, basically, if I looked at it correctly, it looks like this is going to be a strategy RPG version, almost like a Final Fantasy Tactics kind of thing. If I looked at it correctly, I may be
Mm.
wrong, but when I saw that, that kind of got me hyped. I'm just hoping that it's not one of those games that I have to play vertically. I hope I can play it in portrait mode instead or
Right.
horizontally. So we'll see. Oh, sorry. I want to play it in landscape mode, not
You
portrait
want to
mode.
play it
Let me
left or
rephrase that.
right, not up and down.
Exactly, because that's the problem with the original Brave Exvius. As much as I like that game, because that is, in my opinion, one of the best mobile RPGs out there. Unfortunately, I don't like the fact that you can only play it up with your device up and down. Like that
Yeah.
bothers me.
Yeah.
Because it puts a lot of weight, especially when you're trying to like hold it and tap stuff. Like it can do damage to your wrist after a while.
Well,
So
especially when you have, well, me, I have a big screen. It's like, why am I wasting all this screen to not be left to right? You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's
and I
just,
have a heavy tablet. Mine's like 10.5 inch tablet, so that's pretty big for a tablet.
it's pretty big, ladies. You hear that? But
Wasn't trying to go there.
I had to be funny, bro. I had to be funny.
Yeah, you did. But I'm really hype on Visions, though. I hope it's going to be as good as it looks. So I'm going to be definitely playing that when it releases. I'm assuming it's going to be free to play, just like the original. So we'll see.
I would hope so.
Yeah,
I would
I
hope.
just don't know what the release date is. I'm not too sure on that.
I bet you we can look into the Google what do you call it, early access thing, and I bet you'll tell you.
Yeah, you're
But
probably right.
all in all, I give, and then go ahead, say I'm being funny, but I give Square Enix a 7.
Okay, I mean, for you, that's respectable because you're not the type to give out super high numbers anyway. I was very, very hyped on the Square Enix thing, so I would actually give it a 9. I loved it.
Ooh, okay.
I was all over it.
My main things that I was hype about, or the two things I was hype about. Well, I don't know if I'm hype about Avengers yet. I have to see more. Because like I said, now that I think about it, I think I'd rather play the other one more.
Yeah, the one on Switch. Yeah,
Because there's going to be more content, I think. I don't know. It depends on what they bring on the DLC, because they said they're bringing it free, so they say it's gonna be a forever evolving game. So we'll see. We'll see. But it's gonna be very hard for me to be pulled away from Final Fantasy VII, because
yeah, agreed.
the whole, there's so much there's sentimental value connected to me with Final Fantasy VII. You and Chris, we all bonded playing Final Fantasy VII, bro.
Yeah, we kind of did.
Yeah, like that was the first time I ever got to get you to stay up 24 hours with me.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, me, OG, and Chris, we all three stayed up 24 hours playing Final Fantasy VII. And then we went to church the next day, I believe, which was weird.
Yeah.
I think we fell asleep.
I think you, Chris, made a funny Omnish last joke, but I forgot what it was. I think he was mad at somebody he was talking about. No. It wasn't that. I'm sorry. I mean, he did mention that, but there was a pay-per-view that he made that had to do with that had like a certain name at Cornerstone Church or whatever.
Oh, yeah. The Amish, because for y'all that don't know, we used to play the old wrestling games. And we used to make our own pay-per-view events, and we would put like a lot of time. This is why I wish like all three of us streamed, because with our minds together, like we did a lot of crazy, funny stuff, dude. Back in the day, bro. If streaming was what it is now, if there was streaming back in the day, we would be famous. Honestly, I'm not even trying to like freaking. Like overhype us. Like we would literally be famous. We put so much funny ideas into stuff. It was funny. Yeah, I remember that. It was something hell at Cornerstone Church. And then I think the main event was a Hell in the Cell. And then we created Bobby and all the other people. It was funny.
Yeah,
it was.
There was somewhere where Omnish Flash got included in it, but I can't think of the joke.
I can't remember.
It's been so many years.
Yeah,
but
we'll have to ask him.
We'll digress. But so the last couple of things is basically the big consoles that did their presentations, Nintendo and Microsoft. So which one do you want to tackle first?
Let's leave Xbox for last. Let's tackle Nintendo.
Tackling Nintendo. All right. So, where to start?
I don't know. Okay. So, for those that are gonna like, because those, we had people come in and be like, what? They've always done their presentation in video, and they've always had translators. They've always had their videos translated. It's always been in Chinese or Japanese, whatever language it is.
Japanese.
It always has been. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. To me, that doesn't add to the presentation. The one thing that disappointed me about the Nintendo thing, and this is where me and you're gonna have a big debate on, it was too much. It was too much Zelda. Too much Zelda.
Too much Zelda.
Too much Zelda. Too much Zelda.
So, yeah, I'm gonna kind of disagree, and I'll explain why. First and foremost, you have to understand that Zelda is debatably, you can debate it between Mario and The Legend of Zelda, but that's one of their biggest franchises. So ideally, you're going to want to spend a lot of time on it. And there was a lot of stuff to get into. I mean, you have the Link's Awakening remake. You even have the fact that they're actually making a sequel to Breath of the Wild. I mean, there's just so much going on, Legend of Zelda-wise, that it needed more time. It really did. I mean, like I said, that's just me. Obviously, I'm a big Legend of Zelda fan myself, so maybe I'm a little bit biased, but I honestly thought I was okay with how much time they spent on it, since that is one of their biggest, properties.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I just felt like there was just too many games. Like there was Breath of the Wild, then the remake, and then that one, and no, they did. They had. Y'all, like the CEO did not speak in Japanese yesterday. That was the first guy that came on was not Bowser. Bowser was the white guy. And Reggie, and yes, Reggie did the same thing. Reggie spoke in English also, but the other people, as far as the people with Smash, as far as the other people, the game creators, they all spoke in Japanese and were translated in the other videos as well.
Yeah.
Yes, that is a known fact. It's always been that way with Nintendo. But and they've always done videos. So except for that first time, that one time. But anyways, back to what we were talking about. Yeah, I don't know. To me, I just felt like it was too much Zelda. And then but I thought the Dragon Quest was hype. The Dragon Quest,
absolutely.
The Dragon Quest characters were hype. I don't know how I feel about Banjo-Kazooie, man. I was never not big into Banjo-Kazooie, so I played it. It was a cool game, but like I wasn't big into Banjo-Kazooie. I guess like other people were. Like a lot of people are hype about Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, they are. Well, Banjo-Kazooie was a very, very popular game when it came out, and that's why that is a big deal. Even though it's not a game you're into, we still have to respect the fact that a character of high stature like that's popular among the Nintendo masses got to be on Smash. That's hype.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what anyone thinks, that's still hype, whether you're into the character or not.
Yeah.
So that's a big, big thing.
Yeah.
And even with the Dragon Quest characters, I mean, Dragon Quest has been around for a very long time. And, the fact that they're getting some love now, because at first a lot of people were kind of worried, although it's going to be another Fire Emblem person. But this time it was actually a Dragon Quest person.
And it was all four of them.
Yeah, it was nuts. See, that was what confused me at first. I wasn't sure if it was just like a Pokemon trainer thing where you got to play one and then other people came out when you did certain moves, or if they were all separate. But I guess they were all separate. Okay, so I think,
and supposedly like you can choose attack or how they attack like in RPGs. It's weird. I can't wait to play those characters. Like honestly,
it sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish they were already out. But they're not.
Yeah, not yet.
No, not until summer. Which technically this is summer, But
Well, I mean, it's coming soon, basically. Yeah.
yeah. The other thing about Nintendo, let's see, what was that? What else was Nintendo? I was kind of sad. Everybody was talking about the hype of the new Switch being announced. No new Switch announced. Um, again, I'm not a Pokemon fan, but there's that the new Pokemon does look good. What they're doing and what they're adding, I think it's gonna be really cool. Did you watch any of the tree stuff afterwards?
A little bit of it.
Okay.
The treehouse thing, yeah.
Yeah. So did you watch Pokemon or which one did you watch?
Well, I didn't really pay much attention to the Pokemon one because I'm not really into it either.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna lie.
Mhm.
Like, it was on in the background, but I wasn't really taking notes, I guess is the best thing to say.
Mm-hmm. I think out of all of them, like the Pokemon is much higher. I'm not into Pokemon, and I won't be playing Pokemon, but it was really cool, like what they're doing and how they're doing it. They're making it more back into the old Pokemon, like how it was, like how Pokemon needed to be, which is really good. With some needed, modern stuff, which is really cool.
Yeah. They do a really good job of supporting their Pokemon family because that's a big property as well. That's a very, very big franchise.
There's a service called Pokemon Home to where you can take your Pokemon from Pokemon Go, take your Pokemon from Pokemon Moon and Star, and these other Pokemon games, and put them all in one database and share them in between games. It's a subscription service. Pokemon Home.
That's pretty cool.
That's crazy, dude.
That's actually really, really cool.
That's crazy. They were talking about it. And if it's in the Pokédex or whatever, right? You can bring them into the game. So say for instance, if I don't have Pikachu in Pokemon Sword, right? Or Pokemon Sword or Shield, but I have a Pikachu in Pokemon Go, and they're in the Pokédex in Pokemon Sword, I can bring them into Pokemon Sword.
That's pretty cool.
That's dope, dude. Like, wow. I'm not a Pokemon fan, but that's dope.
That is actually really cool.
That's really dope. Mm-hmm. That is really, really cool because that means like you are really collecting your Pokemon, and it makes sense to collect your Pokemon then because you can, you're not starting off from scratch when you play a new Pokemon game, pretty much. If you know what I'm saying? That's really dope. Yeah. That's really dope. So I was, for a gaming standpoint, from a developer, person that, takes hindsight into developing what you can do in the technology. I was like, wow, that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. I was like, that's really impressive. That was really impressive. Yeah. So this Pokemon disappointed about Animal Crossing.
Really? What are you disappointed about?
It's getting delayed.
Oh, the delay. Yeah.
Okay, so let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. I'm not disappointed that it's delayed. I'd rather it take time to get fixed. But as of what was announced today in the article, because Nintendo announces the delay of Animal Crossing, their Nintendo stocks fall almost fall. I think the article said $1 billion.
Oh wow.
Let me see. So yeah.
That's actually a game my girlfriend wants.
Yeah, I actually wanted to, believe it or not.
Because she told me that when we get a Switch, that's going to be one of the first games we're buying. I'm like, all right, that's cool.
Yeah,
I got games too.
I think I want to get that for my daughter. Mainly.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a good game for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm also excited about I'm excited about all the mech games. The mech games look really cool. I can't remember.
They do look pretty cool.
I've never played any of the hero games.
Okay.
But it looks cool. You know what I'm saying?
Now, for me, it's a little bit different because a lot of these mech games are games I've actually played in arcade, like not those specific titles, but I've actually been in those machines where you sit down, you have the foot pedals, and you have like the hand joysticks, and you're actually like controlling yourself, like levitating up and down or moving left and right, and like firing missiles and stuff like that.
That's
It
dope.
kind of that made me feel like that because that's what I used to do in the arcade kind of a thing, and I had lots of fun with it. Now this is going to be on console, so obviously it's not going to be exactly the same, clearly, but I'm hype on that too, one hundred
Yeah.
percent.
Yeah. Definitely, definitely. I was really excited about what Nintendo's doing. Like I said, my biggest drawback with Nintendo was just the Zelda games. Not saying I won't play them. I'm probably gonna play the Zelda remake. The Zelda remake actually
Yeah,
looks really good.
definitely.
The Zelda remake looks really good.
Link's Awakening, yeah,
Yeah,
because it was a game that I believe was on Game Boy Color. I think is what it
yeah,
was on
I
originally.
think
I might
so.
be
I
wrong.
think so.
So being able to actually play it on a bigger screen, yeah, like that's going to be hype. Like I like it, and they're supposed to be doing a couple of new things with the old content. So it's going to be nice to see how they upgrade it.
Yeah. Again, I'm not a fan of zombie games, but it's cool that they're bringing, Resident Evil. Okay, so I gotta ask you this question since you're more this person, a fan of this game. Like you are diehard about this game. New Contra. What are your thoughts?
Oh yeah, I'm hype, one hundred
Okay, you
percent,
hype?
one
Okay.
hundred percent hype. I have every intention on checking it out and getting back into it. I haven't really played a Contra game in a very, very, very long time. So for me, this is a long time coming. So yeah, 100% hype on that.
Yeah.
But I do have to be right back though.
Okay, all right. Yeah, for those that don't know, they did make a new Contra game for the Switch. It looks very different from the original Contras. Um they also are having the old Contras put into the game. You can actually download them now, very fairly cheaply. I'm more of an old Contra kind of guy, but I wasn't big into it like OG was. Like OG is like really really big into Contra, knew all the secrets and stuff like that. So it's definitely something. I'll probably be more into the main games I'm looking for the Switch is the Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and of course the new Smash characters. But then as far as new games goes, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and what was the other? Um, I think it's just Marvel Ultimate Alliance, which comes 2 days after my birthday, so that's like super hype. I'm really excited about that. Um, but once OG gets back, I will give my number on what I believe to be, how I believe to be, with hold on, give me 1 second, to be with Nintendo Switch. Like, what do I see it under to be? And you guys are gonna see my daughter in the background here in a little bit because she just woke up. I think she's feeling better. She likes to pretend though and say that she's not feeling better because she don't want to have to do stuff. Because she actually has they actually gave her some after school stuff, like after, well, not after school, but after, like, summer stuff to do, school work to do. So she don't want to do it. But yeah, I'm really excited about what's going on with the Switch. Like I said, I'm not really a big fan of the whole Elder Scrolls thing, but I mean, for those that are, I mean, it's cool. It's free to play, so it'll be interesting to see. All the Resident Evils are pretty much coming. There's like a big collection of Resident Evils coming. Uh, so if you're into Resident Evil and you want Resident Evil on the go, there you go. Witcher 3's coming to the Switch. Again, not something that I'm a big fan of, but I mean, to just have a game as big as Witcher 3 on mobile wise, that's crazy. Like, because that's a pretty intensive game to run. So the fact that you're able to play that game on mobilely wherever you want to go, like, I mean, that's pretty sick. So we'll see how that goes. how different the graphics are. I wonder if they're gonna come out with the what is that card game that The Witcher came out with. I wonder if they're gonna come out with a version of that too. There's a be interesting to see. Unfortunately, we have not gotten no updates as far as like what their online stuff's gonna be. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to smack my lips. That was an accident. If they're gonna be changing anything online right now, it seems like it's pretty much gonna be the same. They did some stuff with Super Mario Maker 2, but I think I missed it. I didn't really get to get much information on it. Hopefully, OG maybe got some information on it. When he gets back, we will discuss that. See if he got any information on Super Mario Maker. I'm still a little disappointed about Super Mario Maker that you can't play with your friends. You can play online, but you can only play with randoms. So that's a little discouraging. Also, Nintendo also talked about releasing a new release called Luigi's Mansion 3. For those that don't remember, I believe Luigi's Mansion was first released, the original was released on the GameCube, if I'm not mistaken. Believe it or not.
Ooh.
Hello?
Yeah, it was either the N64 or the GameCube. I'm not too sure which one.
I want to say it's the game. I want to say it's the GameCube.
You might be right. Although I am hype on that game. Believe it or not.
You are.
I am. Now, I wasn't really a big fan of the original games. Like, I played them and they were okay. But what I like about the new one is the fact that they're supposed to have co-op.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I like that part of it.
I think what I like about it too is that it's a unique co-op. Like, it's not like, oh, let's just co-op. No, like, you could co-op once I'm Gooigi, and that's really cool. So
yeah,
when I activate Gooigi, somebody else can pick up the other Joy-Con or whatever and be regular Luigi or Gooigi. And I think that's really cool. You don't see that in a lot of games much anymore. Like the creative. And then there's some party games, I believe, too, in the Luigi game. Or it's like we could play with like 4 players or something like that.
Yeah, it's some kind of a multiplayer thing. I don't know exactly what they're.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun though.
Honestly, the Sonic and Mario Olympics look really cool too. Looked really cool. Looked fun. I was gonna ask you, did you watch anything on the Super Mario Maker 2 thing?
I didn't actually.
Okay.
I missed that because I had to leave to do stuff. So I actually missed that part of it.
Okay, I missed it too. So I didn't know if you had anything on it. But ultimately, I rate Nintendo, even though I was disappointed with. It wasn't that I was disappointed with Zelda itself, because Zelda's good. I like Zelda. It was just a lot of Zelda, but I give Nintendo an 8.
Well, I 100% give it a 9 for sure.
Okay.
Super hype about it. But yes, I am hype on Contra Rogue Core. You mentioned that earlier before I left.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
The other things that I'm hype about is Trials of Mana. It's an RPG.
Oh yeah.
I'm super hype on that. That looks really, really amazing. Obviously, they did shout out Fire Emblem Three Houses, so I'm obviously hype on that too. Even though they didn't really show a whole lot, they showed, just kind of a little bit of a sneak peek of some dialogue. For the most part, that was about it. There was really no actual gameplay, which is fine because it's a strategy RPG. There's not a whole lot to look at, but yes, I'm still hype on it.
Yeah, I'm actually excited about Mana. I've actually never played the Mana game, and if you're thinking what I'm thinking you're talking about, no, I have not mentioned that yet. I'm gonna be talking about that towards the end of the show. It is still E3 related, so of course I'm gonna bring that up. Yeah, so definitely we'll bring that up. Yeah.
But yeah, overall a 9.
Overall 9?
Overall 9. Super, super impressed. And again, when I do get a Switch, like I'm going to be playing a lot of these games, in possibly a Marvel Ultimate Alliance as well. I don't know if you talked about that while
Yeah,
I was gone,
no,
but
I said that's because I was just talking about like what games I'm looking forward to playing, and I
yeah,
totally forgot about the mana game. Yeah, I'm actually gonna be playing the mana game too. But yeah, Marvel Alliance is like probably like the hype game that I'm looking for on July 19th. Yeah, I will be playing
mhm,
that. I will be playing that. I will be playing, of course, the new Smash characters, of course.
yeah,
Um, but definitely that and the mana games, and I might, like I said, I'm probably gonna pick up the Link remastered games, and then I'm gonna
Link's
be
Awakening, yeah.
but then I'm gonna be picking up Animal Crossing, but that's later on down the road, so ain't gonna worry about that. Yeah, so I definitely give it a 9. The older Conchas right now. Well, you don't have a Switch yet, but you can actually download the older Conchas right now, like the older
Yeah, you
ones.
can.
Yeah. So
Yeah, Alien Wars 1, 2, yeah, definitely. And
yeah.
I will be doing that when I get the Switch. I'll be downloading the crap out of those. Yes.
Yes, definitely, definitely. So it's gonna be awesome, man. It's gonna be awesome. So yeah, I give Nintendo a 9 or an 8 for me.
Yeah, I'm the one that gives it a 9.
Yeah, you give it a 9. And I guess we shall move on to Xbox,
Microsoft.
Microsoft. Um, I wanna know your thoughts, considering you're not really big into Microsoft. What are your
I'm going to be
thoughts?
honest with you. Despite the fact that I'm like very, very not really on the Microsoft band camp, I was very impressed with their presentation and the games that they were coming out with and the game modes that they're producing for certain games. I think that of all the times to flex, this was Microsoft's time to flex, and I think they flexed well.
Yeah, I definitely agree. The only thing I'm disappointed with Microsoft was with the whole Project X thing. I think they could have showcased it more instead of just talking about it. Despite they already have a demo on the floor, I think they could have showed more to the people that were watching. Um,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? So I feel like I got cheated because I didn't really get to I don't know more about Project X than I already didn't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, you know what I'm saying? So you know,
Isn't it called Project Scarlet?
no, that's the new console.
Okay,
Project.
Scarlet's the console, and Project X is the actual cloud service. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
I got the two mixed up.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Which it could be called Cloud X. I'm sorry, it could be Project Scarlet and then Cloud X. I think. I don't know,
Yeah, something
but
like it's kind of confusing, yeah.
yeah, okay. So the things that I'm hype about, of course, I'm hype about. Yo, that presentation of Cyberpunk was pretty sick. Um,
Yeah, it was.
I'm actually,
Especially with Keanu Reeves coming out at the
yeah,
end of it.
yeah.
The Matrix himself.
I didn't expect that. I mean, I already knew Keanu Reeves was in Fortnite. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't expect him to be in Cyberpunk. That's pretty sick.
And showed up during the presentation as well.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And that person screamed out, "You're magnificent" or whatever. Speaking of which, E3 or they reached out to that guy that screamed out in the crowd, and now he gets a free copy of Cyberpunk. So
Wow.
that's pretty dope. Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's pretty sick. Um, yeah, Cyberpunk, and I'm looking forward to the first time for this game to come to console, Fantasy Star 2, that MMO.
Oh man, that
Oh,
was huge.
oh man, dude, I can't wait, bro,
Yep.
I can't wait, and it's gonna be free to play, dude. Oh, dude, bro, I'm so hyped, dude.
And my girlfriend got confused at first. She's like, Sega? I was like, yeah, this game was originally made by Sega.
Yes, it
She's like,
was.
really? I was like, yeah,
Yeah,
this is a Sega thing, and they're still alive. She's like, I thought they died years ago. I was like, they just don't make consoles, but they still actually support with as a developer on the background, and they
right.
still do well.
Yeah, yeah. They make games and pachinko machines. I'm just kidding. Uh but yeah, they still make games. Oh man, dude. Like I was so excited, dude, cuz I've always
Mhm.
wanted to play that, and that game was so much hype. That game's still
Oh yeah.
hype. And the fact that it's coming to console, I'm like I have a
Oh,
reason
yeah.
to play Xbox now.
Uh-oh.
And it's crossplay, I think. I don't remember. Yeah, I think it's gonna be crossplay between PC and Xbox. So
Yeah, I
like,
think so. Mhm.
I'm really excited. And right now, even though it was a bunch of talk, I'm actually intrigued about the Xbox 2 right now.
Uh-oh.
I'm intrigued, but I haven't heard PlayStation's yet. So you know, what can I say? Um,
Yeah.
you know, this Crossfire game, I don't know what it is, but I'm excited because I'm a first person shooter kind of guy, army kind of person, you know.
Yeah.
I'm actually, I'm not looking forward to Modern Warfare whatever, the new Call of Duty. So
Hmm.
this might be the game for me, you know?
Hmm.
Once I know more information. There was like so much about oh, why is my phone going off? No, phone, hush, be quiet.
It wants to be on the
It
podcast.
wants to be on the podcast. It literally opened up Twitch too and was like watching a random streamer. So anyway, um, like I'm like, dude, there was like so much about the games that I was like actually excited about. But again, you already know how Xbox does it. They get to be the ones, the world premiere, world premiere, world premiere, world
That's their
premiere,
thing. Stick
world
with it, you know?
premiere. Yeah, I know. And I was really 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 excited. Um, you know, again, we really like. I just hope they do well in the game department. They got the new studio thing. They got
Yeah.
they got a new game coming from the studio. I wasn't really hyped about that, but the main games I'm gonna be looking forward for Xbox is Fantasy Star 2, the Crossfire, and Halo. Like, that makes
Yeah.
me want to get freaking Xbox 2 so bad, bro. But
Hmm.
I just hope it's not as bad as freaking Halo 5 was. I hope it's really good. So, I don't
Okay.
know. I don't know.
Well,
Well,
there's a few other things and that caught my attention too.
okay.
That
Awesome.
for example, they had that 4v4 battle melee thing.
Which was that?
I think it was one of the first games that they highlighted. I don't know what the game was called though, but it was a 4v4 thing. And I think that it almost looked like you were playing. What is that shooter game?
I know what you talking about. I think I do. Oh, I don't
Yeah, it's
remember what
just
it's called, but yeah, it was like by one of their indie developers, right? Or whatever.
I think I'm not sure if it's indie or not, but it looks like a fleshed out game. But it's almost like what was that other PlayStation game that you had me play with you? The shooter game,
Which one?
the one that me, you, and Bezo were playing that one night.
Oh, Overwatch?
Yeah, it reminded me of Overwatch, but a little more close combat.
Huh. I don't remember what it's
That's
called, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's that game. That game looked kind of cool. It looked like an interesting idea,
Mm-hmm.
just because it's not just kind of running around and shooting. There's a little more to it. It seems so.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of, I don't know. It just looked interesting. I'd like to watch people play to see how good it's going to be because it looked like it might be something that might be super competitive.
Yeah, definitely. I could see that.
I also the ones that we haven't talked about. I did kind of like the Lego Forza thing.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
It just looks like a lot of fun. It's kind of like a Mario Kart thing, but for Microsoft, basically. It's kind of what it feels like, even though you're not like, collecting items and throwing them at each other, but it's just a fun game as opposed to being super serious as a racing game. I kind of
Definitely.
thought that was kind of cool. Um, and then Gears 5 has a
Oh
new
yeah,
mode.
Gears 5. Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously, I'm a Gears of War fan. I played it in the past. It's a shooter I was actually good at on Microsoft, so it means something to me. But they have a new game mode where you're supposed to go to a certain spot, I guess, hit a timer, and then you have to escape. I guess is the idea of it. It's different. I don't know how good it'll be, but it's different. But it was cool that you got to see a little bit of a preview of that. I was actually kind of cool with that.
The thing that's
Um,
really cool, and I don't mean to cut you off, but the thing that's really cool is a lot of these games are coming on the Game Pass.
yeah,
So you're
that's
gonna be
true.
able to play these day one on the Game Pass. Like Gears 5, like Mike technically okay, so Able Gamers for me doing that stream for them that while back, they gave
Hmm.
me they gave me three they gave me a 3-year subscription thing, but
Yeah.
it's like three different codes. So when I want to renew it, which I haven't renewed it yet. Right now I'm not using my Game Pass, but when I want to renew it, I could just renew it and I'll have Game Pass again. I'm gonna renew it when Gears 5 comes out and all these games come out, so I can play all these freaking games for free. So it's gonna be sick. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna be playing Gears 5. I'm gonna be playing all these games, dude. This is gonna be
Yeah.
sick. Yeah.
Actually, didn't they announce a combined Game Pass where you get the I think you get for like 14.99. I think it is. You get Game Pass
Yeah,
and their other membership.
you get Game Pass, you get Xbox Live, and then you get Game Pass for PC, which is crazy.
Yeah, so basically you can get the best of both worlds for 14.99, which I thought was pretty cool. Like if you're a big PC and Microsoft person, that
Yeah,
should be right up your alley.
yeah, I think that's really cool. I think that's
Yeah,
really dope.
I thought that was good marketing.
Yeah,
So I had to bring that up.
the
And then
fact,
the only other, I'm sorry, go
I
ahead.
would say the fact that they are including it in together is smart.
It's very smart.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Like again, Microsoft Flex and they flex really, really well.
Yeah.
Um, And the only other game that I saw that caught my attention was the new Dragon Ball Z game.
Oh yes, that was good. Yes, yes, that
Yeah,
was
and
really good.
from what it looks like, it's actually following the story of Dragon Ball Z, as opposed to being some kind of an awkward offshoot. So I'm interested to seeing how they do it. I'd like to watch somebody make a YouTube video about that game whenever it comes out and
My question
kind of come up with my
is
thoughts.
it Xbox exclusive or was Xbox just premiering it?
I think they were just premiering it. I'm not sure if it's exclusive or not. I have no
Okay.
idea.
Okay. Because I'm like, oh, you don't have an Xbox.
No, no, I probably won't be playing it, but I'll be watching somebody play it.
Okay.
I'll be looking at it on YouTube and stuff like that. Because a lot of games nowadays, I've learned that I actually enjoy watching people play rather than just playing them
Same,
myself.
same, same, same. I've had to
Hmm.
come to terms with that myself. Um, um, yeah. I actually think I would enjoy that more than DBZ Fighters. Um,
Yeah, because it's actually more of an RPG story kind of thing.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not just you doing a one-on-one thing. Like it's actually like story content that's legit to the main storyline. So I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. So I give Xbox. Are you ready? Xbox is my 9.
Okay, and I gave it a 9 too.
Yeah.
And for me, that's big because
Right.
again, I'm not a big
Yeah.
Microsoft
You don't.
guy.
Yeah.
So the fact that I'm gonna give it a 9 means that they did well. Like I said in
Yeah.
the very beginning, this was Microsoft's time to flex, and they flexed well. They did a
Yeah.
good job with all these games, all the presentation. I mean, they just did a fantastic job. I really didn't have any complaints at all,
Yeah.
honestly.
I personally, I feel like Xbox to me personally was the best one out of them all.
They sold the show basically.
Mm-hmm. To
Yep,
for me.
yep.
Yep. I really
I was
do.
impressed. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
And I wish they would have been last because maybe
Yeah,
because then maybe E3 wouldn't feel so weird to me. But the fact that they weren't last,
they
um,
were almost first. They're
yeah,
basically first.
yeah,
If you're
they
not going
would,
to include
yeah,
Stadia,
yeah,
they were
they
first.
were first, you know. So that's what I'm saying. They set the bar. You know what I'm saying? If you don't include Stadia, Xbox set the bar, and
Yeah.
really nobody else really measured up to that bar that Xbox, set. You know, which
Mhm.
surprisingly, Xbox was the only. If you don't include Stadia, Xbox was the only one that um, introduced hardware, which is surprising
Yeah.
because
Hmm.
I was expecting an announcement of a new Switch
Hmm.
or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that was a rumor, and
Hmm.
but there wasn't. I mean, but I don't take that away from Nintendo. Nintendo still did a great job, but I think Xbox really did it this year, which is surprising, because you
Yeah.
remember last year we said Xbox didn't really do it, last year. So,
Oh, they brought it this
oh,
year.
they brought
They
it.
absolutely brought it.
They did because PlayStation wasn't there. Now PlayStation, I think PlayStation made a mistake not going. To be honest, not doing something. They could have done what Nintendo did. They could have made a video and done what Nintendo
Yeah,
did.
that's true. At the very least, you're right. They should have at least just made a video.
But
Yeah.
like there was like no presence, no PlayStation presence. Like they didn't even existed. Like I'm not.
Yeah.
And as much as I like PlayStation, as much as I play my PlayStation, like I was just sad there was just nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Like not even anything to get us hyped about the PlayStation experience that's coming. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I was a little disappointed on PlayStation's part. They could have gave us something. Maybe they still are.
Give me like a 30-minute video or something.
Something. Give me something. Don't just like not be present. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I don't know. But I give Xbox a 9. And there's one more E3 we have to talk about, and I just recently learned about this. News articles everywhere. And we have to talk about it because it's E3 related. If it wasn't E3 related, then I wouldn't talk about it because this show's all about E3. But Dr. Disrespect gets banned on Twitch for streaming in the bathroom at E3.
Okay.
Yes. So, yeah, he's officially banned. I watched the clip. Now, for anybody that, Dr. Disrespect has been known from, doing videos and streams or whatever, making jokes from like the behind the bathroom stall. Okay. So that's nothing alarming. But the problem was his camera guy going into the bathroom. He didn't go into the stall. He's like, I got diarrhea, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I think that was a joke, first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? Because the way he said it. You know what I mean? When you got diarrhea, you're not making jokes like that. You're like pinching cheeks and you're running to the bathroom. Okay? So, anyway, that's beside the point. The problem with the clip is there was other people going to the bathroom. Okay? And when Dr. Disrespect was in the restroom, the guy was literally staring at the people, at the other gentlemen using the stalls. Not the stalls, but the urinals. Okay? And yeah, that's a little, I'm pretty sure there was some things showing, so that's definitely a bannable offense. How long will Dr. Disrespect be banned? I say 30 days to the most. I don't see him being banned for a long time. Why? Because at the end of the day, he still makes Twitch a lot of money. Twitch is not, you know what I mean? We'll see. I honestly don't blame Dr. Disrespect for this. I actually blame his camera guy for this. Because he didn't have, when Dr. Disrespect was in the stall, the guy didn't have to do what the guy did. Dr. Disrespect was in the stall. The guy had his back turned to Dr. Disrespect's stall, and he was looking at the other people. The guy didn't have to look at the other people. The guy could have focused in on the sink, could have focused in on somewhere else. So I don't blame Dr. Disrespect for this. I blame the camera guy. Dr. Disrespect, you had a bad camera guy. But it's pretty crazy. I just recently learned about this right before we started the podcast, and I was like, well, this is interesting. Dr. Disrespect gets banned because of E3 bathroom stream. First and foremost, I wouldn't stream from a bathroom. Anyway, although I have thought about making YouTube videos about handicapped bathrooms and how they're not handy accessible half the time, and just to create awareness. But then I'm always afraid of me accidentally filming somebody else as of that, like that, and that's why I don't do that. Because you can't. That's just something you can't control. Things are gonna happen. People are gonna fart. People are gonna do stupid stuff. You're gonna see some stuff you shouldn't see in the bathroom sometimes. It's just how life is. So yeah, pretty interesting. We'll have to follow it up on next week.
Yes, so.
So, all in all, what do you rate E3 as a whole?
No, I give it an 8.
An 8?
Yeah, I was, again, I went in with low expectations, and I feel like I was blown away. I think that a lot of the developers did a fantastic job with, the presentation, the games they were bringing out, how they, talked about, everything coming through. I was impressed. I loved it.
Wait. Hold the phone. There's one presentation we didn't talk about.
PC?
Nope. The other one.
Netflix?
No, the other elephant in the
That's
room.
not till today anyway.
No, the other elephant in the room.
EA?
Yeah, we didn't talk about EA.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even make notes on it either.
Well, I mean, mainly it was, Star Wars. That actually looked really good. Now, despite it being really good or not, that's not the problem. EA's problem has been execution. So, I'm not buying into Star Wars as much as I am a Star Wars fan. I want to see how they execute it. For those that don't know, it's a Jedi game. It's a one-player Jedi game. Looks really good.
It looks good, yeah.
Again, I'm disappointed that I can't create my own Jedi. And start from scratch. I have to follow their storyline. I don't want to follow their storyline. I want to follow my own storyline. But that's just me. That's a personal opinion.
Yeah.
But it does look good. Apex, a new character. Whoop-de-doo. I'm not really excited about it. I'm really not. Rank mode. Okay, cool. But I needed to know more information about the rank mode because, guess what? Your game, I have to have 3 people. So does that mean when I jump into rank mode, I have to have the same 3 people at all times? Or am I jumping in with 3 random people? Because if I'm jumping in with 3 random people, that's no. That's a bad thing in Apex. And if I have to have the same 3 random people, or if I have to have the same 3 people for ranked, then does this mean like I have to correspond times with these people for me to play ranked? Because if that's the case, then guess what? That's not going to happen because not everybody wants to play when I want to play. And I'm just looking at it from a gaming standpoint. You know what I'm saying? So, to me, as cool as the character is, it can make walls or whatever they can. Like I said this, a character cannot save a game. Apex's problem is not the game itself. Apex's problem is their lack of execution when it comes to Apex. How long it takes for them to react to a problem when there's a problem with the game. And I'm not talking about content. I'm talking about hit detection. I'm talking about lag. I'm talking about the massive cheating that goes on into Apex. There's a lot of fundamental foundation things that go wrong with Apex, which granted they do get fixed, but how long does it take for them to fix it? And how long can they keep up? So this is why I say a character's not going to save Apex. DLC is not going to save Apex. A season mode is not going to save Apex. What's going to save Apex? Execution. Fixing problems. And fixing major problems. I'm a little worried because when the new season drops, that means more problems. More updates mean more problems. That's how I look at it in the gaming industry. More updates mean more problems. Okay, so how are you, Apex, going to be able to manage these problems? How are you, Apex, going to be able to execute these problems? Are you going to be able to manage these problems quicker and easier than you did in season 1. Because in season 1, you were horrible in doing so. You know, love or hate Fortnite, it is what it is. Fortnite set the standard as far as addressing updates and addressing issues. And you know, whether they execute it right or whether they don't, eventually they get it right. To agree or disagree, it is what it is. But Fortnite has set standards when it comes to updates and getting stuff fixed. Now, it doesn't matter how many modes, how many characters, what you do in the game. If you cannot execute and fix your game at a timely, reasonable manner, people are not going to continue to play your game. You're going to have diehard fans that continue to play your game. That's fine. That's cool. That's in all games. But to compete or to stay at that level as a Fortnite, let's just use Fortnite, you are going to have to work better on your execution. And at where we were at and where we were, you know, where we saw E3, I saw nothing but, hey, we're not going to tell you we're going to work on this. We're just going to throw more DLC in your face and that's going to make everybody happy again. No. In that case, you're just like Fallout 76. You're not going to tell me how you're going to fix the game, make the game more stable, make the game more enjoyable for everybody. You're just going to add a BR mode, 76. It's the same thing. It's just a different scale because people actually like Apex. Not a lot of people like Fallout 76. So it's not as received well as when you put a BR. But if Apex was in the same place as Fallout 76 was, and not a lot of people liked Apex, what EA just did or what Respawn just did in their conference, a lot of people would be hating on it. But a lot of people are hyped about the new character and are putting band-aids on the situation with what's going on with Apex because they just dangled more candy in people's faces. Ooh, a new character. Okay, Apex is fun again. Let's go play. No. Apex has some band-aids that need to be taken off and need to be fixed at the core before Apex can be a more enjoyable game, in my opinion. Again, I'm not a developer. I don't know what the flip I'm doing. I don't make a lot of money in the gaming industry, but these are my opinions, and I don't think that a character is going to save Apex. That's just my opinion. So, in retrospect, I give my EA experience a 3 because I said I feel like Bethesda did worse than EA, and I give EA a 3 this year. So good job, EA. Good job. Good job. Good job.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of memory on EA. I guess I wasn't paying enough attention. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not saying that to insult them. I honestly completely forgot they did a show, and I feel bad about that.
Yeah, yeah, it was there.
I mean, I can't really. I'm the kind of person that always tries to find the good in everything. So that's why usually I can support Bethesda to some degree, Ubisoft, and all that. For EA, I mean, the best thing I can say is, I mean, at least they're releasing a video. At least, you know, they're trying some different stuff. And again, the Star Wars thing is pretty cool. I will give that credit. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan in comparison to most people.
Yeah.
But I still think that I can respect something even if I'm not into it, and I still think that the Star Wars thing is huge as far as like EA is concerned. So I still think that has a lot of potential. I think that might do well, and that might be something that's going to help swing them in the right direction. So.
Right.
I'm not really sure how I feel about the presentation because I don't really remember a lot of it.
It was outside. I think a lot of it was outside, I think. Mosquito said Apex is playing much better for me now. It's the little things at this point for me. Yeah. And you know, that's a great thing. But my biggest worry, Mosquito, is when this big update comes out. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Because updates always mess up something. It always does in a game. Every game doesn't matter, right? And look how long it took Apex to address a lot of these issues. Look how long it took Apex to address the sound. Look how long it took Apex to address the slow mo lag. Look how long it took Apex to address certain issues, and that's just my biggest thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, be more efficient. Respawn. Please be more efficient. Other than that, I mean, we'll see where it goes. I won't be jumping into Apex anytime soon. I'm actually really enjoying Fortnite. And that's just me from a personal standpoint. I actually got my 100th win yesterday in Fortnite, which is pretty dope. So I'm really enjoying Fortnite right now. But that doesn't mean I can't play Apex. There's just things going on with Apex. Maybe I'll give it a try. Maybe I'll give it a try when the character comes out. But again, I just worry for execution. But EA's execution has always been bad. Always been bad. And it's just always been a thing. But yeah, I give my all around they have to do better. Agreed, they have to do better. My all around experience with E3 was be a 7. A 7. A 7.
Well, that since you gave so many things like a low score. So the fact that you're actually giving it all, I guess, does mean something.
Yeah, because
Microsoft is what I'm guessing.
Yeah, Microsoft and Square Enix. You know what I'm saying? Microsoft and Square Enix like saved E3 for me.
Mm-hmm.
You should play what you like. It's all exactly. It's all preference. It's the same thing with consoles. You should play what's more comfortable. Same thing with sensitivity. Same thing with button configuration. There is no best. Like for instance, people like, oh, this is the best button configuration for this game. You want to know why it's the best for that person? It's because it's what they feel comfortable in. When you're comfortable in your game, check this out. This is a t-shirt coming soon. When you're comfortable in your game, you perform better. But it's going to be something quick, something more snazzier than that. But when you're comfortable, you perform. When you're comfortable, you perform. When you are in an atmosphere that you're not comfortable in, when you're present, when you're doing things you're not comfortable in, then yeah. This is why the more you play a game, the better you are. It's because the more comfortable you are, the more better you can perform. Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, the couple of things I didn't mention overall that I saw that was kind of a pattern. There were a lot of 3-player co-op type games.
Yeah,
Which I thought was interesting. That's a different thing, like 3-player games. Like I'm not sure what the idea behind 3 is.
It's always hard time to find that fourth. You didn't know? No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Apparently. I mean, those games do have, potential. They all look pretty good. The ones that each company showed off that had the 3-player thing. I just found it interesting that they were really hyping 3-player co-op.
Yeah,
that was kind of a big overarching thing.
And there was a lot of tactic games too. But yeah, I felt it was a little weird that it was all 3-player games myself. It was really weird. The trifecta.
Yeah. I guess so.
I guess that's the one thing everybody took from Apex. Because Apex doesn't have 4, they have 3.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, guys. It's a joke. I don't really believe that. But, yeah, I thought that was really weird. Really weird, too. Yeah. I guess it is. So, it actually really is hard to always find that fourth. Really, though, if you think about it. It really is. The fourth is always hard to locate. I speaking from a Fortnite standpoint, when we're doing squads, sometimes it's hard to find that fourth. So maybe that's why. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, it might be a more genius idea than we realize.
Maybe it's better to have 3 than 4.
maybe.
Maybe.
But yeah, I mean, overall, like I really enjoyed it a lot more as far as E3 in general. I enjoyed it a lot more than I expected to. But again, that's mainly because I came in with low expectations, so that's
Right.
probably my own fault.
Right.
But
But
but I am 100% like definitely wanting to get a Switch now for sure. Just off a
definitely.
lot of the stuff that I saw from Nintendo, they did a really good job advertising to me.
Yeah. They are, well, Nintendo always brings the games. I saw an article um I saw an article yesterday that said Nintendo definitely showed that they can be up there with like the major people. Like they can bring the major games. Like
Yeah.
it's not Nintendo's not a kiddie game anymore. Oh, it is confirmed. My friend just bought it on the Nintendo Switch. He just DM'd me. You can also get NBA Live 2K19 for $3 on the Nintendo Switch. So it's on
Nice.
all platforms. I was correct. So yesterday, for those, again, it's to me. I enjoy those games. I've always enjoyed a good sports game. You can ask OG. I've always enjoyed a good sports game. So, I enjoy it. I enjoy the story. I enjoy the career mode, which is really dope. It's not about the grass or the floor to me anymore. It's about the story, man. It's about the story. But
Yeah, I actually have coworkers who do play the new NBA Live games, and yeah, they were telling me that the career mode or whatever it is something they really enjoy.
yeah,
So
like
yeah,
I'm in my story right now. I'm playing in China.
mm,
I'm in a China league, and the commentators actually speak in Chinese.
nice.
So I have no idea what they're saying about me. All I hear is Williams. Williams. That's all I hear. That's all I know.
Yeah,
I don't know what they're saying.
pretty much. Hmm.
Yeah. And they don't go but if I do an accent, people think I'm making fun of people, and
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not.
you're doing the right thing.
Okay.
You're good.
I'm just letting everybody know at home. They don't go I just can't do accents because if I do, people think I'm making fun of them, and I'm not. So
Yeah.
I'm I'm being I'm being professional, chat. But is there anything else you would like to discuss? I think we've pretty much covered everything.
Yeah, I mean, and sorry for the PC players. I really just didn't watch the PC thing.
I actually
Like I
forgot about PC.
Yeah, like I started to, and I don't know. Like I just was like, I don't know if I really want to get too deep into this because again, I don't really do PC gaming at
I
all.
wish they did
You know what I
mobile.
mean?
I wish they did mobile.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know how I feel about a mobile press conference. I mean, because that would be something that would have to be done by Google and Apple, and being the presentation that Google did for Stadia, I don't know if I want them doing mobile games in general with the way they presented Stadia. So I think it's okay without it. Plus, one thing that I haven't mentioned is a good chunk of all of the developers, including the big, Nintendo and Microsoft, they actually did highlight some mobile games. They really did.
Mm.
So, mobile games was out there. They just didn't make it too obvious.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know because people don't take mobile gaming seriously though. Until there's a
And
triple.
it's okay.
I wish they did take it serious though.
Well, I mean, it doesn't bother me so much, mainly I guess because I'm used to it, and a lot of mobile game players just don't care. As long as they're able to play their games and do what they want, we don't really want to get an influx crowd of people that are going to ruin it for the rest of us. So that's why I guess we don't complain too much about that.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that. And again, the big developers did mention mobile games in general, so I can't really complain. So
Yeah.
it's all good.
Definitely. Yeah. It's crazy. I still would like some like I don't know more spotlight on
More
some.
mobile presence.
Yeah, more
Yeah.
spotlight. I'd rather. I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this. I'd rather have a mobile presence than a PC presence.
Mm.
And let me say this because it's more relatable to me. I won't be buying the Final Fantasy remake on launch because the game is still not fully complete. The first part only takes place. Yeah, so sure how would they release the other parts? I mean, I don't think they would do pre-orders. Square Enix is not stupid, but I'm not pre-ordering it yet myself. But Square Enix is not stupid. If it was like another developer, I would almost, I would almost agree with you. But Square Enix is not stupid. Square Enix is not gonna take people's money and then not release the game. You know what I mean? I don't know, but that's just me.
Yeah, and I don't. It didn't really mention it about anything about it being episodic either.
Yeah.
They really were releasing it as if it was going to be a game. Now they didn't put like, I guess, a lot of late game content on there because I mean, you saw Tifa, you saw Ares, you saw the scene where Cloud and Sephiroth are actually, first meeting
I mean,
again. I guess
it was
so. I
pretty
mean,
much the same intro as the old on the PlayStation 1 when they did that than it was back in the day. You know what I mean? So it's just more in depth. I mean, there is an article about that was released today. Well, you can't believe everything you read either. You know what I mean?
well, I mean, if there was an article that mentioned certain things about it, I mean, it could have precedence. I haven't read any articles that came out today, only because I was mainly going to go off what we got out of E3. We'll probably elaborate on any articles that came out, possibly next week or the week after, because
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that came out after E3 as article wise. I just didn't want to go through and read all these articles right after watching all the presentations. I think it would have been too much and we would have mixed too many things together.
It
And
would
I
have been
didn't
kind
want
of
to do
boring
that.
a little bit too, just reading articles from other people. I think it was best to give our impressions on it first and then talk about the articles next week. Because there's some things we got to digest. We got to be able to look at the source that it's coming from. Because anybody can write an article nowadays and get it seen. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that it doesn't have precedence, but it's like we got to look at the source more than, because a lot of people are skeptical about Final Fantasy VII. A lot of people didn't think Final Fantasy VII was gonna come. Me and OG was one of those. We would always make the joke, Final Fantasy VII ain't coming, and here it is. So, but look, I'm gonna put this in your ear. I'm gonna put this in your ear real quick. There's a market in skepticsy. There's a market in skeptics. Think about that for a second. There's a market in skeptics. What does that mean? What do you break it down? Well, you got to remember, gaming is an entertainment business. People that write articles, it's all for entertainment. They're trying to get traction. People are trying to get traction, just like with drama. There's always traction in drama, right? There's always something in drama, right? And rumors, all that stuff that always brings traction. There's more. I can make it probably better as a streamer. Like, put it like this: if I was a negative person, right? But that's just not who I am. If I was, so what I'm trying to say is that there's a market for people that are skeptic, that are always skeptic, and for those people, they're writing that article because they already know people are skeptic, and so it gets them more traction. And they're like, oh, see, I told you Final Fantasy VII is gonna suck, or it's not coming out, and all this stuff. Like, so I'm just saying this. You got to be careful. You know what I mean? Because of course people are gonna say that. You know what I mean? Of course people are gonna write that. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not pre-ordering it because for one, it's $70. You know what I mean? So I'm sending you a DM for when you are ready to talk about. What do you mean? I already talked about Dr. Disrespect. I already talked about it. You missed it. We already talked about it. My phone just. Oh, wait, no, it didn't. We just talked about it like a little bit ago, if that's what you were talking about. You missed it. Yeah, I just talked about it. Yeah, we just talked about it. Where were you? Yeah, we just talked about it. Yeah, we were moving towards the end. Actually, we were already towards the end. The only reason why we're still talking right now is because somebody made a comment about Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, we just talked about it. We talked about it. We were basically saying that, I basically said that, I blame the camera guy. You know what I mean? What he did was a bannable offense, you know, but I don't think Doctor Disrespect was intentionally meant to recording other people using the urinals. That's where it's a bannable offense. It's not him being behind the bathroom stall. He's done those before. He's done videos of him being on the toilet. That's not on that's oh, you on the husband with your phone? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, so I don't think he's gonna be banned forever. I just somebody in a Discord and somebody else's Discord was talking about all his sponsors pulled and blah blah blah. Well, you know what? All his sponsors pulled before. He'll be all right. I'm not. It's not. I don't blame him. I blame his camera guy, because his camera guy could have done one or two things. Could have stopped it, or could have looked somewhere else. Yeah, so I blame his camera guy. I don't blame Dr. Disrespect. It's just like, it's just like this. Like, if I'm on stream and one of y'all say something stupid in the party chat, and then somebody like what you call it, and somebody like what you call it reports me because of my chat saying something stupid, my party chat saying something stupid, I still get banned for it. You know what I'm saying? But it technically wasn't me, but it was my responsibility. Yes, it was his responsibility, but has final say. I'm sure he'll be able to appeal it. Well, I mean, if he's behind the bathroom stall, I mean, how did he know that the guy still had the camera on? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to look at it. I actually watched the clip. I actually watched the full thing. Basically, this is what happened, right? Dr. Disrespect says, "Oh, I got diarrhea, blah blah blah," which he really doesn't have diarrhea. It's a joke. If y'all really think he had diarrhea, y'all like on some, I don't know. I love y'all, but y'all on some stuff. But anyway, he goes in the bathroom like this, right? Okay? He goes in the stall. He turns around. Whatever. He looks at the camera guy. The camera guy then probably has his back behind the stall. Okay? Or not behind the stall, but back to the stall. The camera guy looks at the other guys peeing in the urinal. That's not, he didn't say, Dr. Disrespect didn't say, look at the guys peeing in the urinal. Dr. Disrespect is not that stupid. He's not. He's not. I think the camera guy was stupid. Now, is Dr. Disrespect still held responsible for it? Of course. But I don't think that, to get mad at Doctor about it, no. Like, as far as the community, as people, as viewers, like, we shouldn't get mad at him for it. People in our groups and our communities make mistakes all the time. Are we held responsible for it? Yes, we are. This is why I try to tell you guys all the time, you have to be careful who you have around, what you do, what you say, what you do, because at the end of the day, even though we potentially didn't do what we did, we're still held accountable for other people's actions. Like, for instance, I'm held accountable on Able Gamers. I'm held accountable if somebody comes in the chat and plays with me and acts stupid or says something stupid. Guess who's held accountable? Not that person, me, because I brought him. I brought him in the mix. I brought him in the mix. So, you know, I brought him there. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. You know, Dr. Disrespect is held accountable because he's a part of his team. You know, this is why I always say, people, whatever, I have to be careful who's on my team. Like my team. Like OG, he's on the podcast. That's my team. So whatever OG does, quote unquote, on social media, whatever the case may be, whatever, it still reflects me. It still reflects our team. So, you know, and unfortunately, you know, he got held responsible for somebody being a bad team member. You know, and that's what happens. When you got a bad team member on your squad that doesn't think about you and your brand and doesn't really, you know, appreciate your brand or understand the brand or understand what you're trying to do, guess what? You gotta eliminate them from the team. You gotta say bye, Felicia, and that's all. You know, Dr. Disrespect got to do. Got to say, you know what? You screwed up, buddy. Bye. Get off the team. If 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 it wasn't live, if it wasn't live, he's responsible. It's only camera's man's fault if it was streamed. And no, it was live. It was live. The only reason why it's a clip is because somebody clipped it and copied it. It was live. It was live. It was live yesterday. It was live. It was live. It wasn't recorded. It wasn't pre-recorded. Dude, if you're talking about the clip where he was sitting on the toilet drinking the water, that's not the clip. That's not the clip. That's not the clip. This was live, Mosquito. I was watching it live too. It was live. Yeah. The camera guy made a big mistake, dude. And, you know, unfortunately, there's people on your squad that make big mistakes, and you got to, you know, it is what it is. You got to be held. Is the first you heard about it? Yeah, no, it was live. It wasn't pre-recorded. It was definitely live. It was, you know, and, you know, probably the camera guy did it on purpose. The camera guy probably a hater, you know. Sometimes you got haters on your squad. Let's just be real. They want to be in the position you are, or they don't like the situation that you're in. You're making the money, so anyway they can try to come and hurt your career or whatever. They're gonna do. Love or hate the Dr. Disrespect or not, the dude making money. You know what I'm saying? The dude got a career. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't Doctor's fault, in my opinion. And this won't be the last you see of the Doctor. I mean, the dude could probably, if he's smart, if Twitch don't let him back, Doctor, listen to me, buddy. If Twitch don't let you back, bro, go to Mixer, dude. Go to Mixer. Don't go to DLive. Don't be like PewDiePie, dude. Don't go to DLive, dude. Don't go to DLive. Don't go to DLive, bro. I was live. He won't go to. He can't stay on YouTube. He won't be on YouTube forever. Even if Twitch doesn't let him back, they won't let him back. Or even if Twitch doesn't let him back, which Twitch would be dumb not to let him back. Twitch is gonna let him back. I say a 30 thing ban. Videotaping kids in the bathroom is also probably some of the. When I saw it, I didn't see kids in the bathroom. I saw grown adults. But the thing is, grown adults had their things out and they were going pee. Yo, I'm just saying. Yo, he'd probably go to Mixer, dude. Or he'll probably, you know what I'm saying? I don't remember kids being there. I just remember a bunch of grown adults being in the stalls. Thank God I was watching from my phone, so I didn't see no Wheezies. I didn't see no wee wees. Thank God. But yeah, I personally, I say it's the cameraman. I would probably ban him just because he makes money on Twitch. He shouldn't be treated. Well, what do you mean? That maybe not be the case though, Ghost. They might understand that it was his cameraman's fault and not him. So, you know, like I said, it wasn't like he said, "Yeah, turn on the camera and watch everybody pee." The cameraman had his back to the stall and was still streaming live. Majority of it is his cameraman. Twitch could have possibly saw it that way. You know what I mean? There's been way more offenses than that. So, I mean, I think they're both in fault. I didn't say like doctors disrespect is innocent. I said this before. You know, uh, you know, uh, you know. I like I said, he should have never recorded himself going. He should have never recorded him. He should have never streamed himself going into the restroom to begin with, especially being an event. I understand, he makes joking clips or whatever, sitting on the toilet, but that's at his home. You at your home, you can control the environment. You can't control the environment of a public bathroom. It's why I don't make my handicap accessible videos of a bathroom, because that's really what I wanted to do. I wanted to make a YouTube video about how handicap bathrooms are not handicap accessible. And each bathroom I go into, I was going to show and demonstrate, not like demonstrate like go to the bathroom, but I was going to show how a lot of these bathrooms that we go into the United States, how they're not handicap accessible, but they pass as handicap accessible. As much as good as that would be and bring awareness, positive awareness, I started to think I cannot control the environment of a public bathroom. And so anything can happen. A kid could walk in, whatever the case may be. So I wouldn't be able to do, that. You know what I mean? Because I can't control the environment. And that's where he made the mistake. Dr. Disrespect wasn't thinking that he was an uncontrolled environment and he shouldn't have done what he done. But when you're in the heat of the moment, sometimes we don't think, right? Just like when I'm in the heat of a moment of having a conversation and I'm talking, I say some stupid stuff sometimes. Let's be real. I say stupid stuff. But when you're in the heat of the moment, you don't think sometimes. There are some gaming Twitch accounts. Would you have to go to places after hours and ask them to close the bathroom? But then that would just be weird though. But he got banned because the Gadama guy like snitched. I don't know, bro. You mean Keemstar? Yeah, because Keemstar is always looking for something. I saw him tweet right when he walked in the bathroom. Yeah, his name's Keemstar. Keemstar is always looking a way to stay relevant, though. So I'm not surprised. Because really, right now, Keemstar has no other way of being relevant. You know what I mean? Besides Fortnite Fridays. It's a crime to he addressed the viewers after he closed the stall. That's not the point. I'm not saying he didn't know the camera was on. I'm saying what after. Look, this is what happened. Watch the clip. He went like this. He walked in the stall, right? He walked in the stall. He turned around at the camera guy, said what he said, and then after, that's after, is when the camera guy could have focused in somewhere else, right? Or if the camera guy couldn't have focused in somewhere else, he could have turned it off. Like you could focus in on the sink. No, I saw the whole thing, Ghost. I watched it live. I watched the whole thing live, bud. So yeah, like I don't know. I'm not saying it's not Dr. Disrespect's fault. I'm just saying majority of it was the camera guy's fault, and it was Dr. Disrespect's fault because you shouldn't have recorded, you shouldn't have streamed in a public bathroom anyway. Period. Because you can't control the environment. So, and so that's just my opinion on it. And sometimes just like you guys. Sometimes when you guys are in a party and I'm on Able Gamers, some of y'all say some stupid stuff, right? And so sometimes I gotta put y'all in check because guess what? I'm responsible for what you guys do and say, right? So it's the same thing, like, granted, he shouldn't have put himself in that situation, but granted, one of his team members messed up. Now he's gonna handle it, and now Dr. Disrespect got to pay the price. Just like this, right? If y'all came in the Able Gamer stream, right, and y'all came in my party chat, and y'all said something really stupid, right? Well, guess what? I still get kicked off the squad regardless, right? Right. So it's the same concept, guys. It's just different because it's more crazier because it was inside of a bathroom. But in reality, it's kind of not crazy because he records himself inside of a bathroom all the time. The only thing he messed up on was doing it in a public bathroom. That's where he messed up because he thought he could trust this guy, and that was just, he's playing with fire, man. When you play with fire, you're gonna get burnt. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have done that to begin with, personally. But so that's just my opinion. Is this the end of Dr. Disrespect? Nope. Does it matter that all his sponsors pulled away? Nope. The sponsors did what they had to do. Because even if the sponsors don't even say anything, if the sponsors do not pull, just automatically they look like they support what he did. The sponsors have to do what they have to do. The sponsors have to pull. So being surprised that the sponsors pulled, then you're not understanding the business. When something like that happens, sponsors have to pull. They have to pull. So they have to pull. So all right, ask me, Ghost. But so I mean, they're both at fault. But if you have a camera guy following you in real life, holding the camera up in front of him and not down by his side, you wouldn't check. I mean, bro, like I'm just saying, at the end of the day, you don't know until you're in the heat of the moment, bro. I mean, he was behind the stall. He knew. I'm not saying that he didn't know he was going into the bathroom. That's not the point that I'm trying to make. That's not the point I was trying to make. He knew he was going to the bathroom. That wasn't the point. The point was that I'm trying to make is once he got into the stall and like made eye contact with the camera guy should have then turned around and then did something else. The camera guy could have looked at the somewhere else, or the camera guy should have shut off, or somewhere there should have been a transition. The walking, here's the thing you're misunderstanding. Walking in the bathroom was planned. The walking in the bathroom was planned. The turning around, looking at the people on the stalls was not part of the plan. Or not the stalls, but the urinals was not part of the plan. You can tell, that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is this. First and foremost, Dr. Disrespect's at fault because he should have never walked in the bathroom in the first place. But after walking in the bathroom in the first place and doing what he did, he should have turned off the camera. Not the other guy. He knew he was live streaming, period. After the camera guy followed him into the stall. You're misunderstanding what I'm saying, Ghost. And at this point, I'm just gonna stop entertaining this conversation because we're gonna get nowhere. You're not understanding what I'm saying. I'm not saying we're just gonna stop it at that point. Because like you're not understanding what I'm saying. I'm not disputing that he didn't know he was live when he walked into the restroom. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying him being live walking into the restroom was planned. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying what happened after he walked into the stall was not planned. That's where the bannable offense was. Walking into the restroom live was not the bannable offense. Looking at the people in the urinals, that was the bannable offense. That was the bannable offense. You can walk into a bathroom as long as you're not focused on anybody. But the camera guy focused on the people peeing in the urinals. That's the bannable offense. That's where the camera guy messed up. But what I'm saying is, shouldn't have been streaming right there anyways. It would have been, that's why I said they're both at fault. But the camera guy is more at fault because the bannable offense was actually focusing on the guys peeing in the urinal. That's what I'm saying. So, with that said, we will show in the stream or in the podcast. Go ahead, OG, take us out.
Sure. Well, once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening and watching the OG podcast E3 edition. Please do not listen to the last 10-15 minutes if you don't want to hear the Dr. Disrespect thing. But
we're going to edit that out. Just kidding.
Yeah, right. But thank you for listening. This is a very hype episode. This is one of those episodes where if you ever want to listen to a podcast, this is the best season because E3 is almost like a gaming holiday for all gamers out there, because this is the time to talk about people flexing in the gaming industry, see where they're going with it, see what to be hype about. And this is definitely one of the most hype times of the gaming year. So I'm glad that you guys came in to participate and be a part of the conversation. For those of you on SoundCloud, YouTube, I hope all of y'all on all the different platforms have also enjoyed this conversation. And, you continue to listen to us as the weeks and months go on. We are live 10 a.m. Central every Wednesday morning. So just be there to listen, to partake of the whole conversation. And then, obviously, if you ever want to reach out to us, you can always reach us live on Twitch if you're ever on Twitch. You can see all of Handy's links when he posts them, so you'll be able to see everything there. He has a Twitter and everything. I believe he'll still be on Able Gamers tomorrow if you guys want to check him out on Thursday.
Yes.
So we are sure to show Handy Kill Cam some support over there. And then, of course, I still have a backlog of YouTube content if you wish to see a lot of card games like Shadowverse or mobile RPGs just in general for demo. But until next time, you guys take care and keep gaming, y'all.
Yeah. So, and we will be here next week. Next week we'll be streaming from a bathroom. I'm just kidding, just joking, just trying to add
Yeah.
some humor. But sorry to leave you guys on this subject, but it's a subject that's not in my forte. But there's people that do stupid stuff all the time, and like I said, I will see you guys later. Love you all. See you all next week. Peace. Stop stalling. Yeah, stop stalling.